check that most of the youth, you understand, it's unfortunate. Now, the governor put a curfew there. So many statements I listened to the governor carefully. He said there was a particular primary school at Concom. I know that place. They hoist their flag. I mean, what a mess. You can't do such a thing in a sovereign nation. You understand? That is not how to own a nation. Before you own a nation, you go through due process. Even before Nigeria, we got our independence, it was Anthony Anahoro that moved motion that gave us independence. You understand? We didn't just come out and hoist Nigerian flag that we are independent. You understand? So, what is happening in Oyibo? The governor acted as a chief security officer to ensure that peace and stability is enthroned in Oyibo. You understand?
All right,
so the governor did not tell any army or whatever to kill anybody. And it was never targeted at any ethnic group. Now, let me also appeal to him, the governor, because what is happening there, the people who committed this crime, they have run away. So consider the innocent people. Innocent people shouldn't bear the brunt of these unscrupulous elements who are bent on disturbing people. You understand? Let them have peace there. Restore, receive the curfew there so that the people can go about their normal business. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Chima. 95.1 FM. All right, lost that one. Keep the calls coming in. 0817 00951 0810 Let's talk about ASU. Let's talk about ASU and the federal government. The back and forth rocking them. Do you have any solutions to this particular issue? And let's also talk about the trial of the ex-governor of Benue State. And I'm asking, in this part of the world, are we really going to see a reasonable conclusion to the prosecution or the judgment following the allegation of any ex-government official who is found wanting of corruption? And then I also made mention of the northern state governors who had come together in a forum again to talk about the censorship of the social media. What do you make of that? Do you think that it is a good thing, or you think on the flip side they are doing the right thing? I mean, to promote sanity on the social space. 95.1 FM.
Yes. Good afternoon, Wes.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Olo Loki, calling from Baines. Yes.
You're welcome, Loki.
Yes. I think we need to remove some political coronation in this tax issue. The situation you're calling a man that is in his own, a man that served in served Rivers State with all his mind, and the Rivers people are happy with him. Tomorrow you're calling him, next tomorrow you're calling him that he's sponsoring this all. You're sponsoring. Amechi is not sponsoring anything. Can we leave this man alone? He has served this state. Let's check on the people. Let's concentrate on the state. Leave this man alone. And for goodness sake, let the governor concentrate on the IBOB, the protests and all that. They politicize the NSAS issue. Now it's political coronation, and you're calling Amechi. He's a minister of transportation, and he's not here.
But what has this got to do with the Security Council meeting that I mentioned? Because I've been listening and it doesn't follow through.
Now, you are aware that he has been calling him that he is sponsoring this IPOB. You are aware of this.
But I am not talking about that allegation. I just mentioned that there is a Security Council meeting, and that in this Security Council meeting, from there on, we would know what would really happen following the curfew and the security presence in Oyibo.
That is on the other side. Then the ASU issue. Let me look at that ASU issue.
Yes, please go on.
Yes. Now, the ASU, if you are retired, can you just leave that place? Let the young ones come in. A situation where come and do CPIS or something, come and enroll your name. You say, no, you can't. This. Can some of them, they should retire. Some of them are due to, when you go to this university, you see some 60, 70 years, they are still lecturing. Can you people leave the young upcoming youth, the graduates, who have people who can manage this lecturing work to let them come in? You people have retired. Can you people go? Or you go and enroll yourself? It's simple. Stop holding Thank you so much. Going to be Nigeria is an agent of new colonialism.
Mazi David, yeah, if you are not going to talk about the Security Council meeting and the outcome which you envision would, be the aftermath of that meeting, then I don't see why you're meandering around this, right? I'm not talking about whatever is happening in Oyibo. I'm talking about yesterday was the day for that. Today, I am talking about the fact that the government may likely be looking into what is happening there, especially with the people, the innocent people who are affected by the curfew. All right. So thank you very much for that one. I think I had to make that clear because everybody seems to be tilting towards a political angle to that one. This one says, good afternoon, Wealth. I think it is the Israelites. I think when the Israelites were in Egypt, they didn't leave by force or by destroying properties. They patiently waited till when Moses came. Why can't they wait for their leader, Nnamdi Kanu? All right. I think you're talking about the mode of operation of the IPOB, but okay. It says, Wealth, please beg Governor Wike to reopen Oyibo for us so that we can begin our life again. Even though the damage in Oyibo is more than every other place in the state, have mercy on us, Godwin from Oyibo. Well, as I said, there is a security meeting ongoing now, and hopefully the end product of that one would be to ease the curfew so that the innocent people or the people who are not even a party to whatever had happened because of the IPOB movement, supposed IPOB destruction that the government posits, would at least have the freedom to go about their duties and take care of themselves again. This one says, Wealth, good day. This governor is cooking now. He will not be able to finish it. I'm not a fan of Amechi, but he would, as I said, I'm not talking about Amechi. Anybody who brings that in, I would have to cut you off. 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon, Will.
Good afternoon.
I'm just from Yanagon.
You're welcome.
Please, can you try to correct the callers? Most of them are diverting the discussion to Ogido issues. I want to comment on this northern reason in modern generation where everything is being done on the social media. The Northerners still want to
propaganda when it was, when they were fighting for, power and their seats. But right now, don't you think that it is even right for all of us to have the social media censored? But anyway, thank you very much for your opinion. I think you are not in support of what the Northern leaders are positing, especially with the social media censorship. 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon, Wes. I want to Chima. I call back.
You're welcome, Chima. Please go on.
Yes, Wes, I think social media is not the problem of this nation.
Then what is?
At all. Social media is not the problem. I mean, provide good governance. Make the Nigerian economy comfortable. People are clamoring for devolution of power, restructuring, resource control. Hello, well,
Chima, are you there?
Yes, government should put in an aspiration of the people into consideration, which is power devolution, restructuring. For the government, so all these things, when in place, social media is never. Are you telling me that people should not put that after still on strike, that Nigerian students are still at home? You understand? Most of them who graduated from university would not have a job. So,
some of the northern leaders, I don't know if we call them elders or leaders, the social media stuff, frankly speaking, social media is not the problem. The problem is good leadership. If they stand up to what the people voted them for, I don't think anybody will be talking of to censor that very space. Then apart from that, there are laws, that are there before even the social media thing.
True.
Like libel and all the rest, defamation of character, If today I find out that Wells is saying something that she's not supposed to say concerning this, definitely I will come after Wells with my facts and figures that Wells, you are wrong. If Wells can respect herself and tell me,
Are you there?
please, I'm sorry, you forgive me. If I, on my own, I can decide to let go. But if I don't want, I want her to pay that damage through the law courts. So those types of things are there. You understand? And thank you for what you're doing, not to allow any of us to come up with this politics idea in every discussion, instead of you to go straight to the point when a question is being thrown at you. Just give the straightforward answer. Stop beating around the bush. Thank you. Well,
All right. Thank you very much, Gift, for that one. 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Obina.
How are you, my sister?
Very well.
Okay, let me start by saying that, northern governors and northern elders, they have their own rights. Since they have mentioned that they don't want social media, or I don't know the way they want to do it, but personally to me, I like it that way. If you see anything what the northern people are saying in this Nigeria, I like it. I want to accept it because it's them that always at the helm of affairs, leading everything. Anything they say, it must be like that.
But there are lots of people who are opposing the censorship now, so it's not like it's an absolute.
I don't want anybody to oppose it. I want it to stand so that social media will not destroy Nigeria, so that Nigeria will remain like this, so that peace will reign.
All right.
Social media is a problem. Now, we are waiting for the Security Council meeting. But my sister, all these things that is happening, we put it in the hands of all God Almighty. Because people are being killed, people are lying. We are waiting. After this coffee, people will come out and stand. See, I lost some people. So how is happening? People are still missing. Girls are being raped because of military coffee, with coffee, to kill people from one tribe. It's a fallacy to me. This is evil. We should condemn it. It's a genocide against the Igbos. If you like, don't take it.
No. You see, the truth of the matter is, Obina, are you still there? The truth of the matter is that whether or not you like it, the governor only imposed the curfew. Now, if the people sent there to impose that curfew have gone ahead of themselves to start constituting nuisance that they're supposed to even be controlling, now that is why, that's the essence of this investigation and this rounds of investigation on Obina. But that's why I wouldn't take it anyway. 95.1 FM.
Yes. Good afternoon, Wes.
Good afternoon.
Kenneth calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about the social media regulation.
Yes, go on.
This particular government, they are not talking about social media regulation. Is it not the same social media they used 2015? So then they did not know that the social media is not good. That is, the social media will destroy Nigeria then. The problem we have in this country, this our dear country, Nigeria, our leaders, we the citizens, some of us, we are not telling ourselves the truth. We are not telling ourselves the truth.
Truth like what?
The day we will wake up, our leaders will wake up that those our fathers call themselves our leaders. We the citizens, from even though you are a bricklayer or you are a mechanic, you do the right thing on the streets. The leaders do the right thing. You will see Nigeria will be a better society for all of us to live.
Have you ever been a victim of fake news that was making the rounds on social media? Have you ever been?
Yes, I've been a victim. Sometimes.
So don't you think that this is what this censorship is meant to control and curb?
But wait, yes, there are ways for the government to regulate, to bring things that they will use to checkmate those fake news. There are ways for them as a government.
Okay, ways like?
They can use it to checkmate the fake news.
All right, ways like what exactly, since they don't know?
They know. There are experts.
It's because they don't know. That's why they are saying, you know what, let's do a complete overhaul and censorship so that nobody spreads fake news. But anyway, thank you. I think I get your point anyway. 95.1 FM.
Hello?
All right, you might have to call me back there. It seems like you're driving or doing one or two activities. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Bokit. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome, Osita. Please go on.
Thank you. Let me first speak on this social issue. You see, in Christianity, there's something we usually say that demon does not cast a demon from itself. From previous, issues regarding corruption that has happened in this country, so one can always conclude that this administration can never, ever send this man or allow him to be investigated properly. You get it? So there is nothing that will come out of this issue. Then on the issue of this social media, hello?
Yes, go on.
Yes. On the issue of social media, what happened in Lekki, if it were Nigerian government media, we will not get the truth. We will not get the facts. I just want to tell you, if it happened to be NTA and other federal government establishments, media outfit, we will not get the real facts.
But we've not had a conclusion on it now, so there's no facts. Yes, we just have a lot of evidence that would gather up something, isn't it?
What has been their annoyance? Because they were not allowed to these private media agencies went there and to cast directly to the people. So they were not happy. Did you see NTA there? And if NTA were there, did you hear anything from them? So it is from channels, from you people that we hear the actual news. So they know what they are doing. And this government, they are trying to clamp down on the media. I am telling you, because they use media propaganda they use against Jonathan. That is what they don't want people now to use against them.
All right,
don't
then.
Mind, yes.
All right. Thank you very much. It's a propaganda, right? 95.1 FM.
Sister, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, this is Umomo.
You're welcome, Umomo. Please go on.
If I want to talk about the national era or the governors, the statement of them, I want to say the media is not the problem in this country. The problem in this country is we need good government. People are dying hungry. So many people, there's no employment. If you get into this country deeply, you will know that many people die. Nothing happens. Go to the hospital, you will see nothing happen. Come back to school, nothing. So it's not the media. Okay, during the time of good luck, it wasn't not the media. During the time of passenger, it wasn't not the media.
Okay. I was waiting for your conclusion there, but somehow the network had other plans. 95.1 FM.
Hello, my sister. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Doug. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt. I have to commend you, sir. I don't know you. You made a lot of correction. Yeah. You brought a lot of, many headlines. They did not comment on that. You continue to know you. You told them the security council meeting going on. You did a lot of correction. They continue bring issue. It's really terrible. I commend you so much to know for the ASU. Let me go straight for the ASU. I am appealing to ASU. Please, it's actually annoying remembering or hearing that a senator is earning 35 million per month. House of Rep 25 million per month. And teachers who are laboring are suffering. It's annoying. But they let them tender justice with mercy. Because of the children that have been at home, they could probably lead them to something else. And I'm begging us, please, to return back to school. Please let them reconcile this so the children can go back to school. Thank you, my sister. My name is Belga.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. That's the much we can take on the first half of the show. We'll be going for the news update. And at 2, after the news update, we will come back and talk about what you make of the SWAT team. I mean, we saw a lot of videos going round, and we saw the inspection being carried out by the minister yesterday. And we want to evaluate whether or not there is enough changes being implemented. Are we still seeing the same old style recycled in a different uniform? Or we're going to see an absolute change from psychological to every other sphere, basically, that borders on SAS and SWAT. So do stay with us after the news update. We come back and we talk about that one.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Accord, voice of the people. Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Today 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Wealth Wilson. The River State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt High Court has granted an order of interim injunction restraining Indorama Eleme Petrochemical Limited from paying Elano Investment Limited any dividend or any other payment whatsoever accruing to the host community funds of Eleme constituency. The court also granted an order of injunction restraining banks from allowing Elano Investment Limited access to the funds of host community of Eleme constituency pending the determination of a substantive suit. Our correspondent reports that the presiding judge, Justice Adolfo Senebili, gave the order following the application brought by the lawmaker representing Eleme constituency, Igwe Afodri. Justice Enebili adjourned the matter to 10th of November 2020 for hearing. In a bid to avoid any uprising in Rivers State, some traditional rulers have shown willingness to check activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. This follows Governor Nyesom Wike's marching order to community leaders to report and fish out any member of the prescribed IPOB in their communities. Eze Eji, Professor Annele Nwokoma in Ogbaikmamandun local government area of the state, said teams have been positioned to check activities of criminal gangs in the area. Ezegi, in an interview with correspondent Sandra Kenneth, who expressed sadness over the overturn of activities in some parts of the state, said he will ensure that peace and orderliness is maintained in Eji Kingdom.
IPOB thinks they can just come to somebody's town, somebody's state, and then hijack it. We are not Biafra. Rivers State is not Biafra. The whole South, Edo, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Bayelsa, and River State, we are not Biafrans. Whatever that they have that is making them angry, they should only operate and agitate in their own states. They should leave South alone. I support our governor in supporting the federal government to prescribe IPOB. We don't need them. Again has been raised time ago with our surveillance.
Tests to be conducted include urinalysis, toxicology, fasting and random blood sugar test, and psychology test. Flagging off the evaluation, Odumoso reiterated the IG's commitment to changing the psyche of the operatives and preparing them for better policing duties, which are entirely different from their previous duties. Odumoso admonished them to key into the ongoing reform agenda of the IG, which he described as a synchronon for having people-oriented policing in the country. The IG had assured Nigerians that all operatives attached to the defunct units would undergo psychiatric evaluation and retraining before redeployment to other police duties. Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, says it is likely that hoodlums wearing military fatigues and not soldiers shot at the NSAS protesters at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos State. Malami, who disclosed that investigation is underway to ascertain that what truly happened at the Lekki toll gate, said this in an interview with newsmen in Abuja. The minister said it was preemptive to conclude that there had been even shooting, adding that hoodlums dressed in military uniforms may have been hired to create a scene. There are reports that some of the protesters were killed by the soldiers who stormed the toll gate on October 20, 2020, but there are disparities in the number of casualties and no clear evidence has been produced. On the foreign scene, gunmen armed with rifles opened fire in 6 different locations in central Vienna, killing 3 people and wounding several more. Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz called it a repulsive terror attack, disclosing that 1 gunman was also killed. Police in Austria say they were searching for at least one attacker who was still at large. The shooting took place near Vienna's central synagogue, but it is not yet clear that it was the target. Austria had until now been spared the sort of attack that have hit other European countries. And that was the news update on Today 95.1 FM. Do not forget, take responsibility, wash your hands frequently with soap or running water. Avoid touching your face and high contact surfaces to prevent coronavirus. Once again, good afternoon. I am Wealth Wilson and thank you for listening. Today's hustle comes up next. Just stay tuned.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Government tell us say police now our friend.
What now? Wetin I do where you want collect 200,000
If you get to the state.
I am a proud
faced by Nigeria are the perfect backdrop for me to develop and utilize my God-given potential and experience to find long-lasting and revolutionary solutions.
Nigeria, a praise on the earth.
I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth. So help me God.
Let me tell you how I got this far.
This message is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This president's failed.
It's about the future of this country.
We're going to take it back. We're going to take it back.
You asked us to vote you into that position so you can bring about that
solution.
So when you vote me, then you sleep. Let me see if I can take another phone call. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Longer news that we
relax. Cool down.
Are you sure he's not using something? Ask him so that what I use who can use it.
I'll do something at your shop now. He's always busy. Look, my friend, it is very simple. I don't tell you this thing before, but you know the. I am willing to go anywhere, any length. Just what is it you are doing? What is the secret?
Hey, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Good, the bad, the sordid, everything that has to do with society.
In America, you buy a big house and you pay gradually for 30 years of your life. That is politics. In Nigeria, you carry all your salary and go and rent one room. Bad politics.
Everything that has to do with
you
society.
must negotiate. If we don't.
Response to robbery attacks, rescue operations, special operations involving high-profile criminals. Now, he talked about this, and I think he made a post about it at some point. And then he goes on to give us a list that some people felt that they were doing a good job in some areas, or some people felt that, they didn't deserve to be disbanded because a few bad eggs had caused them to, look bad in the eye of the public. But then, according to the recent publication, the IG said that the mandate of the special weapons and the special weapons and tactics team include the response to robbery attacks, response to scenes of weapons-related crimes. That's number 2. Number 3, rescue operations. And number 4, special operations involving high-profile criminals. Now, he disclosed that a new training schedule would be taking place from October 18 to November 7, 2020 at the PMF Training College, Ila Oragun, Osun State, for the personnel of the new belts that the Nigerian Police Force Twitter handle stating or giving a list of things that we should expect with the tactical or the newly created or mandated tactical team, which includes number 1, no personnel of the defunct SARS will be selected to be part of the new tactical team. That's 1. And 2, operations of the new tactical team will be strictly intelligence driven. I repeat that. Members of the new tactical team are barred from indiscriminate and unlawful search of phones, laptops, and all the same matter, especially those touching on misuse of firearms, abuse of human rights, and that's all. And this was signed by the DSP Frankumba Force PRO Abuja. Now, this was in the heat of the switch from SARS to SWAT. And a lot of persons felt that, you know what, this was too, abrupt. It was pretty much like we were waiting. This solution was already pending. I mean, ready to flow through the pipes and all of that. People felt that, you know what, this is just another basic way of the government trying to ease off or even cause calm within the people. Because, I mean, there was a lot of uproar, especially amongst the youth, about the switch or the disbandment of SARS and the high-handedness, basically, of security operatives in the country. Now, yesterday, I don't know if you've been on social media since yesterday, you would see that circulating around the media is a video, a clip, some footages of the special weapons and sorry about that. I had to figure some things out with someone. Well, if you saw on that clip or footages, you would see images of the special weapons and tactical team. They were at it, really. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you could just go on YouTube and check it out, or you could actually even visit certain, I don't know, I think it was channels. Yeah, you could actually check their page and you would see that. That was because the Ministry of Police Affairs carried out an inspection on the SWAT training, right? The new police unit called Special Weapons, as I've mentioned, and Tactics Unit or Team on Monday began its training with over 400 personnel at the Police Mobile College in Egun, Nasarawa State. Now, present at the training ground was the Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Dingyadi, and other officials who came to inspect the training exercise. In his opening remark, the minister said he was happy with the progress the personnel were making and charged them to be good role models of the society. Goes on to say, I believe at the end of this exercise, you're going to come out as very dedicated and very committed mobile police officers who will be equal to the task we have assigned to you. Your responsibility as a replacement of SARS is to face the challenges of armed robbery and other criminals across the country. He also acknowledged the changing times and advised the personnel to uphold the principles of democracy and human rights as they get set to carry out their new tasks. The minister further assured the personnel of President Muhammadu Buhari's readiness to improve their welfare and other packages as promised them. The personnel, who are over 400, have been undergoing training for weeks. Remember, I told you that it started at October 18, and I think that now the personnel who've been undergoing their training for weeks at the is verified, and it's not, some Nigerians trying to play around it, because the reaction that it got from people is what we're going to be looking at first off. Now, secondly, we're going to be talking about the actual readiness and the changes that you feel would have been done so far. Now, from what I saw, that's in terms of reaction from people, the fear in the hearts of people is that this is nothing different from what we see or hear happens in the everyday training ground. Do these people, apart from the weapons tactics show off that they were doing and the karate, I think that they were also showing, I mean, from the video that I watched, are these people, because according to what we had heard earlier from the IGP, he mentioned that these people would be intelligence driven. Now, are they also training on that part? Is question one. That's question one. Now, they also training from that angle as well. Now, what is the criterion for recruiting people or deploying people into the SWAT? Now, getting people from the Nigerian police force into this particular tactical unit, what are they supposed to meet up to? Is there a physical meetup criteria? Is there a mental meetup criteria? Is there physical, because you have to be strong and very agile because of, the definition of operation for this particular tactical unit. And how ready are we to expect some sort of change from what we see or what we had seen with SARS and what we expect to see with SWAT? Now, if the government is trying to make us understand that, you know what, this unit is going to be far different or, different from what we had agitated against, which is SARS, they're going to be doing the same thing, but in a different way. How much of that were they able to show you in that clip? Because I, for one, felt that as they had mentioned that it would be intelligence driven, we would see a lot of persons who are, if there's going to be any clip circulating the social media, it has to be of people who are, how to put it? Will I call it proper orientation? Or will I call, were we not supposed to see clips of them probably learning how to comb the net, And then some more structure than what we saw yesterday. Because that clip sort of sparked a lot from the minds of people. Nothing different here. These people are supposed to be advanced. Since the cry is that we no longer want the same old. We no longer want people who do not understand, how to civilly carry out policing duties. We want people who would understand or move with the tide of the moment. Right? If you're going to be fighting criminality, you have to be trained and prepared on all fronts, seeing that it is not just people who carry guns and ammunition to go rob a bank or, to rob people in broad daylight or at night that are criminals now. So are you satisfied with what you saw? Do you think that there would be any effective changes from what we saw with SARS and what we will see soon to come with SWAT? Did you feel convinced that at some point, the government, the IGP, the police force had invested or is investing a lot of time and a lot more structural management in the training of the newly mandated SWAT? That's where I've been driving to the whole time. What do you make of the videos that you saw? Do you think, once again, that by the time they are done with the supposed training, there will be it? Now, what exactly is the difference? What exactly strikes them out as more innovative and inventing, seeing that the previous or the disbanded SARS was a bit too backtracked, in terms of how they went around carrying their duties. Apart from the high-handedness now, I'm talking about in the discharge of their duties. Do you think that this trade differences from what we saw? That's the question. 0817-00000951 or 0810-9510-951. Sending your text messages or WhatsApp messages to the number 0701-9339-962. I was going to let you listen to the songs that they were chanting, but I felt that would be too relaxing for me, really, because it sort of calmed my nerves at some point when I was watching. But then let's get to hear from you. The readiness, the preparation, psychologically, physically, do you think that there is anything that would set them apart from the previous SARS or the disbanded SARS? 95.1 FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my sister in the studio. This is Emeka. I'm calling you from Owerri, Imo State. Honestly, the question you asked, if Nigeria factor is anything to go by, it is very, very difficult for me to answer this question, honestly, because I don't see new thing coming into Nigeria police force. Even police, there's not much difference between police and SARS that people are talking about.
Well, the thing is, SARS or SWAT is the unit from the MPF. So I'm talking about the unit in itself now. Do you think that there is anything innovative or there's anything new that can be brought out of SARS right now, following the training or the clips of training that we had seen circulate in the media yesterday and today?
What is the training? Have they not been having training? See, Nigeria factor will always come to play. The issue is some of us talk of the system. The system is, I can't know how to describe. The system is even faulty. Our system of everything itself is faulty. The police, the SARS, what do you call them, SWAT, whatever name you call them. I want to believe that there's nothing much new. The only thing that I observed that will happen now is maybe within this first period because of the tension, some system seems to be okay. At the time they will go back to their system.
But that's the thing. We're asking if that would repeat itself and hoping it doesn't anyway while we're asking the question. But thank you very much. I really do hope that the narrative changes anyway. Thank you. 95.1 FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lady Well. Greetings.
Good afternoon, Lawson.
Yes, I don't know. Okay, you are hoping that the narrative will change. Seriously? Will it change? Well, it's a good thing that because it's policing, people commit crime every day.
True.
So I think the police, it's good that they have quickly put
to be
good. Now, understand something. I grew up in the 80s in Port Harcourt.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk free through the street. You can relate with even the policeman. They have no problem. There were no issues. Now, leave that time. Now, currently now, look at in my time growing up, crime was very reduced. Reduced seriously. Now there is a high crime rate. So you expect the police to also rise up to the occasion.
But Lawson, while rising up to the occasion, isn't that by getting further training and understanding better tactics in order for them to be able to reduce criminality, other than becoming like the people or like the thugs or like the criminals in question? I mean, that's not how it works.
They are taking from the society. They are taking.
But as I said, while they are being recruited, they are selecting, making sure that the selection is of the better few who can enforce the positive change that they found in the recruited band.
Now, there are, even in the SARS, there are good officers. I'm sure you will agree with me.
Most definitely.
Even in the so-called SARS, there are good officers.
Most definitely.
Good. So even this very SWAT, there will be good officers, but there will still be bad eggs. It cannot change. There will still be bad eggs. There's no way it can, no matter the training you give to them, those bad eggs will still be there.
All right.
You understand? Because it is still from the same society. So what I'm saying in essence is, if the Nigerian society changes for good, then the police force and other security agents will also change.
All right, then.
But if the society is the way it is, as it is now, my sister, I think that the officers that are putting, there will be good ones and there will also be bad ones. So I don't think there will be any shift completely away from what
the norm
used to be.
All right.
That's just what I think. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm the grandpa.
Oh, grandpa, please go on.
I know, without modest, that you went to school from primary to secondary to university. The aim of going to school is to broaden your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding. To reorient your mind for better things ahead, for greater things. That is what I'm thinking that this time is for now. Because with what has happened, the police will concentrate on training their mind. Because they're already policemen.
Them on ground, they will just be, I sort of spoke to someone and they said that the way they think, especially when they come out to maybe harass one or two young men or women on the road, the way they think is quite, backwards. I'll tell you how. Right? They expect that they would find all of the evidence that they need to incriminate anybody in their phones. They expect that the way you look and dress is a complete show of whether you're a criminal or not. Now, the thing is, now that we're seeing that the world is moving faster and, becoming even more digital, right? Criminals don't go around writing criminals on their forehead. Now, are we equipping the new tactical team well enough for them to fight criminality with the power that it is? Or we are sort of equipping them and teaching them, training them to be also ICT inclined? Because when the IGP came out to talk about the description of the new SWAT, he mentioned that they would be intelligence driven. Now, the kind of persons that I expect in the team are people who are quite educated, people who understand, the times and how things operate now, and how to be, people who are always learning on the go, smart, swift, people who are sweet. That's That's the word. People who are swift. People who are not, stiffened by anything. Younger people. That's another one. Younger people who understand how these things now work as we see in other climes. That's why I'm asking, do you think that with the people being trained currently, we will be able to shift from that narrative that our style of policing is quite analog? Or we will be seeing a new tactical team that significantly and positively shifts from the narrative and is more, or gives more results in terms of how they police and how they fight criminality in society. Yes, that's it. That's it. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
AB is my name.
You're welcome, AB. Please go on.
Calling from Mokroshe. The truth of the matter is that many a times we just get surprised over something that we already know the outcome. Like you are talking now, we are supposed to be, getting such information that these guys are either in Israel or somewhere in Germany or in the US, and then they are being trained on how to carry out investigation, how to, what do they call it? These are intelligence stuff, how to get intelligent information and all of that, or that they have brought some expert from abroad that is busy training them on this thing. But the truth is, the money we are supposed to use to do this, we pocket. And one thing is this, what it will cost these people to be trained abroad, we will spend 10 of it here. And then we claim that we have spent so much training our officers.
So there wouldn't be any much changes?
Definitely there will be no more changes.
All right.
And let me say this before I go. We should not expect to see, modern reformation right now when we have people of 1800 in power now. They don't know anything about modernization. So they are using the analog means to do things as it is now.
You see why I would beg to differ with that one, AB, is that if you're following the current US election, you would see the age range of people who are contesting. It's not about the age. It's understanding how this thing should be and moving with the times and tide, isn't it? I mean, I am of the opinion that whether you are 70 or whether you are 20, if you do not know how to move with the tide and be inventive or innovative with whatever you are given to do, then analog will be your end result. I mean, that's just how it is. But then I'm not dragging age into all of this. I'm simply saying that with what we saw, do you think that there would be any much changes, or did you expect so much more from the training other than what was, shown or put out there on social media? 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Christian calling.
Go on, Christian.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I heard what you guys are saying. The only thing is this, as far as Nigeria is concerned and the police Nigeria is concerned, they'll still remain the way they are because they're not going to be any changing at all. Give them like about a few months, they will still return back to that kind of funny things they normally do on the road. No matter how they train you, even to take them to America, take them to anywhere.
No. I don't think so. If they're given the right training, there is no amount of bad eggs that can completely ridicule the image of the newly mandated SWAT.
I know that there's some that they're sick, but do you know why? We are fly on the road all the time because I do travel outside the state all the time. The way these people are doing on the road, my good sister, you will look at them like they're on top of the world. They will ask you a question: how do you got this car? What are you doing? Your ID card and everything. My good sister is very much, and this has been about 3 times embarrassment on the road. That LLA road that's through Imo State. So this thing has been a funny thing. So the Mexican police, Nigeria police remember Nigeria police, but I know that there's still good ones, but I've met them too.
All right then.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Christian. 95.1 FM. Good afternoon.
Hello, what?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. My name is Reginald. I'm calling from Chigotin.
You're welcome, Regional. Please go on.
The issue we are discussing is an important one. But unfortunately to me, I don't think it's something may change. Something may change, but within a short period of time. I don't think that the changes may be permanent or it may take long. The reason is that even though they train these people abroad, they train them in the best country of the world, and bring them back to the country, bring them back to Nigeria to come and work with
it unshackles you from whatever intimidation or harassment that might be coming from your superiors. You just know with the right orientation in your mind how things should be done, and you follow through with it.
Yes, I understand you, but the rule of a security officers is that you must obey your superior. You must obey your superior. So the problem is not the people the officers that are working. The problem is the corruption coming from the highest authority.
All right.
One, how far will they be able to be equipping them staging? Will they be able to be equipping them staging? Two, will they be able to be telling them what is due for them? Three, will they stop from asking them, mandating them, this is how much you will return to DPO, this is how much you return to commissioner, this is how much commissioner return to IG.
The truth of the matter is that as I said, first of all, I don't think that it is even normal anywhere for police officers to be remitting funds back to their commissions or command. And secondly, as I said, if you have the right orientation, right, if you understand how things should be done and why it should be done that way, you would notice that even in the military, yes, you're supposed to respect you're supposed to respect your superior, but then the right thing and the unity and safety and stability of the country is paramount to all of them.
Intimidation and frustration is one of the causes of.
Oh dear, I'm sorry, I lost you there. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good afternoon. Well,
yes, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Joseph. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome, Joseph. Please go on.
I just want to make my own contribution.
Yes, please go on.
The Nigerian police is one of the best police force in the world. It was one of the best in the world. And if proper training is given to Nigerian police force and our officers, I believe they will come back again to become one of the best police force.
Most definitely.
There is no police force in the world that is 100% perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And training is a constant thing. Change does not come overnight. You train, you retrain, and you keep training.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just training them today and the next training is another 20 years after another NSAS protest. No. Now, the Nigerian police force has also two forces that is working against the Nigerian police force.
Which is?
Number one of these two forces that is working against the Nigerian police force, that has used the police force as a tool, is the politicians. These criminals that the police force, the policemen are arresting, politicians contributed to extrajudicial killings. I blame the politicians. The police fell to them. The police fell to their trap. When they managed to arrest a hardened criminal, after 6 months of undercover investigation, 1 month, most times this person killed one of their colleagues. A politician, a governor, a senator will just call and say, release him, he's my boy.
All right, so bad governance.
So the policemen started working with bitterness in their heart. No need to carry anybody to the station. We'll kill everybody on the road. Number two force
that is working against the police force is the police force, their hierarchy, their top hierarchy. The IGs collect money from these criminals and release the people. So their junior officers are not even happy with the commissioners, the DPOs, and all these people. They are risking their life. The police don't care after their people. The IG is not after these people. The commissioners are not after them. Whether you die, you die. If you have any problem, you're on your own. But if you make the police proud, it's the police command.
All right,
when
then.
they manage to arrest criminals, some of these commissioners collect 50 million and above and release the people. How do you expect the ordinary police officer on the road to risk his life?
All
so
right,
they
then.
say no need taking anybody to the station. Let's kill these people so that nobody will collect money. God bless you well.
All right. Thank you very much. Wow. He seems to be talking as though he knows this so much. Well, the truth of the matter is that, yes, we keep mentioning the fact that maybe the hierarchy or the structure in itself is it's poisoned, or there's too much decadence in the structure in itself. But the truth of the matter is that if we put in our effort, time, and heart into training our officers, understanding the sensitivity of their position and profession, and making sure that the people that we recruit or bring into the force are people that understand that they have to be the better few, the ones who understand that the only way to achieve stability and unity in the country is by ensuring that there is justice for the average Nigerian or the common man on the streets, then we probably would not get it right. And then also training them to leave the analog style of policing and understanding how to be civil. And 09510-951. Sending your messages, text messages, WhatsApp messages to the number 0701 9339-962. What do you make of the clips circulating the media, social media space on the new SWAT team? Do you expect changes? What do you think they can do to be more inventive? What do you expect of the new officers following the training that they are receiving currently in the training camps? 95.1 FM.
Hello. Well, my own is very simple. Nigeria police need proper training where they are trained, make them to misbehave all these criminal acts committed by Nigeria police because of the bad training they give them.
So the fault is in the training, right?
They should train them properly. They should train them properly. If they train them properly, all these misbehavior criminalities will not be there.
All right. Now, on the tactical team, the SWAT team, do you think that there would be any much difference or significant difference between the SARS and the SWAT?
SARS and SWAT. All of them, they are all police people. Nigeria police totally, they need proper training so that they can behave like police officers. That is the truth. So that they can behave responsibly as a police officer.
All right, proper training it is. Yeah. Thank you very much, Hart, for that contribution. Let's see this call, 95.1 FM. Okay, sorry, I lost that one. Please keep the calls coming in, but I will be taking some of the text messages and WhatsApp messages now. This one says, KM Horsefall, good day, Wealth. Please, what will it take an officer of the law to respect an armless citizen, if not high-handedness? Okay. Hopefully, proper orientation would cause that shift, right? They become more civil with their policing operations. This one is coming from Ernest from Woji. Says, if you like, bring American Marine. Once they get here, they will behave like SARS. Like Lawson said, how many good people do we have in Nigeria? Is it the pastors who can account for church, who cannot, I'm thinking that's what you want to say, who cannot account for church funds, or traders who inflate foodstuff? Professors who do sex for marks? Ernest from Woji. Good questions. Good question. The truth is, we cannot leave all the changing to our politicians and security operatives. What about you and I? Because we're the ones who make up all of this, or make up the people who go into these institutions, isn't it? This one says, good day, my presenter in the studio. The training of the formation that will take over from SARS will be okay when preparing trained, well, properly trained, I'm thinking that's it, properly trained, but they should not form SWAT for now. People's mind has not died down. This may cause another hint. Sunny from Rumigbo. All right, thank you anyway. This one's coming from Sunday Truna from Akwadro. Says the only solution to eradicate police misconduct and corruption in the police, particularly in the incoming SWAT, is for the top officers who will dish out commands for this SWAT to be absolutely stopped from giving targets of cash to be returned into the coffers of this high-ranking officers in Nigerian police, and to confine strictly on their scope of work and not to check vehicle particulars. Okay, this one says, hello, Wealth. My name is Deman. This current federal government is really making me laugh. How can you train over 400 policemen on intelligent policing in just 20 days? Do they think we're fools? Wealth, my sister, intelligent training is not about show of force that we saw in the video that went round. Just imagine the USA entering Nigeria to rescue one of her citizens that was kidnapped without the Nigerian government. Okay. It says that is what we call real intelligence, not the show of force that the Nigerian security agents are known with all over the world. My name remains Deman. All right, thank you very much, Deman, for that one. The truth of the matter is that intelligence for me is not what I saw. I mean, probably they should do some more, I'm thinking. Maybe these people should be taught how to, get certain information, how to position themselves, and, I don't know, man. That's not just what I saw anyway. This one says, you're talking about training. Nigerian got best home training as children from parents. Like, don't steal. Today they are in government. They are not just stealing. They are looting. If you like, train them and don't pay them well. That's coming from Ernest. Ernest, the truth of the matter is that you cannot overlook training. Like, if you don't give them the right training, how do you expect them to carry out their duties? I mean, it can't just come off the top of their head. If not, they will be as, rude as some of us would be when we're trying to face off each other. So the truth is the training comes in handy, and then their welfare packages and psychological well-being, as well as their physical structure as well, also matter. All of these things are what make up a good officer or a good system, isn't it? But then let's go back to the phone lines. Anyway, 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for this matter. You are blessed. Listen,
your name, where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is CJ.
All right, CJ.
I'm talking from Port Harcourt. People are talking the society will change. The society will change. What of somebody? Okay, let me use myself as an example. Police saw me on the road one day, as old as I am, started beating me. What of the innocent souls? I'm not a criminal. What of the innocent souls? They're just killing anyhow. Understand what I mean? So the same society change. If I'm a criminal, just waste me. There's no need. Understand what I mean? But innocent souls, those people, those that are behaving well on the road, you will get them on the road. You stop them, started beating them, check their phones, this and that, and those people are not good. So let me tell you, my sister, you see Nigerian police, you see he goes there. That thing when they smell inside his goat's body, they inside his body, not outside. No matter how much you pay them.
No, the truth is here.
Come back.
The truth is here. We cannot say no matter how much. Let's try it first. Let's up their welfare. Let's make sure that they're well catered for. Let's make sure that their psychology is constantly in check. And then you would notice that the number of them that would form the bad eggs will significantly reduce.
Good. Let me tell you something, Let me use myself as an example too. My father died as early as 1969. 1969, my father died. I have no brother. I have no father. But I help myself. Understand? I know that to do something bad is bad. Either to steal or to kill or to do somebody bad thing. If even though human being, somebody can even an orphan.
All right.
The parents left and died early. They still behave well.
All right.
Are you going to tell all the man in police to behave,
CJ.
not to steal or not to kill?
All right,
I'm
CJ.
just telling you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. One more call and we'll call it a wrap. 95.1 FM. Good afternoon.
Hello, lady. Where?
Mr. Sam.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to
you. Lady, where do you see this? Our policemen, when we are talking about their misconduct and corruption, it's a two-way thing, in the sense that you see these men, even after they will be trained now, if they come on duty now, some people, they are too good in, first of all, Roger police, before police even demanding for Roger. That is the problem. Because even if these men, they come out and claim to defend, you will see some persons who be the one who will want to Roger them.
By the time they arrest one or two persons openly who try to Roger them according to you, you will see how many other persons will bite their tongues the next time they want to try it.
And that is where the temptation comes in.
So that's why we are recruiting people who are better or do better than the average Nigerian. See, the sensitivity of this profession doesn't allow for just any and everybody to come into it. You understand?
Yeah. But you see, looking at these policemen, even as they will be trained, the thing is that it's all about determination. If they determine within themselves that we will serve the country with all our hearts, without compromising or dangling into corrupt practices, I tell you, they will be able to do it. But you see, when they don't look at it in that way, and I will thank this government, because if it was the time of Obasanjo, they will go and bring foreigners. Also, they have sent some people to U.S. to go and train them, and they will siphon huge amount of money in the name of the place. So, training them here is a very good thing. Somebody should not come and say they should go and train them abroad.
Mr. Sam. Thank you very much. We are out of time. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing show. This is how we close the curtains for today's hustle. We're stepping out now so that today's Sports Live can come up next. And we've eaten 1 minute into their time. So sincerest apologies. Well, Wilson here. Do have an amazing afternoon ahead of you.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
What a goal! Hangs it up for Ronaldo. Oh my God!
Experience the glorious goals rush. The heated verbal jabs and even moments of madness. Experience the sensational swings, strokes and shots. The moments of victory and despair. Experience lights out on a majestic night in Singapore and a whole lot more.
On your premium talk news and sports radio station.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Listen to Sports Attack every weekday from 7:30 a.m. and today's Sports Live after the news update at 3 p.m. Stay tuned on Saturdays and Sundays for a bumper edition of today's Sports Live from 1 to 6 p.m. Experience sports in its entirety on your premium talk news and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. When I reach Bolanda, calling me Odogu. And as I enter the town, I put down for Odogu. And nobody can stop you. And so we they fly past you. Over any obstacle, it be Odogu. Say now they draw the map, you Odogu. You are looking at the champion, Odogu. Why they just with the person with the cash, you Odogu.
ache, kekele buru. Ache, kekele buru. Ache, kekele. I love this song. Champion. Yeah, man, Odogwa dem fine boy. Odogwa da boy. Odogwa da cover shun go jabo koi. Odogwu chije somewhere. Our local boy. People Odogwa brobis one net. Jono moi. Odogwu no.
A very good afternoon to you all out there. Welcome to the Niger Football edition of today's Sports Live. The show is reaching you from the studios to a premium news talk and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM right here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. Emeka Dena is my name, the Odogu one of sports. And the Superman, Wisdom Obina, is right here in the building. He doesn't leave football for snowball.
Good afternoon to you, Emeka. Good afternoon to you listening. It's always a pleasure to be here. And on Tuesdays where we get to delve into the big stories concerning Nigerian football. It never stops getting funny here at times. We see some very, very funny things that don't ordinarily happen in other parts of the world. But that's a box of candy. It's great to be here, Emeka. Good afternoon to you.
We are in Nigeria. We are special people. And of course, all the drama that follows football is plenty here in this country. We have a special guest in the building. One that I'm sure a lot of you who listen to radio in Port Harcourt know very well. Kingsley Olisa is his name. He is the proprietor of SKEFC, but he's not here to talk about SKE. He'll be talking about Port Harcourt, the City League. Kingsley, good to have you on the show.
Emeka, it's a pleasure to be here. Good afternoon, Port Harcourt.
All right, and of course, I will be hearing from him much later on the show. He's also a seasoned football or sports analyst, as it were. So he'll be a part and parcel of the show from beginning to end today. I can tell you that for free. And on the menu this afternoon, we're talking about the Super Eagles. Yes, more than a year after finishing third at the 2019 AFCON in Egypt, the Super Eagles players and officials are yet to get their bonuses. And the boys are spoiling for war ahead of the AFCON qualifiers against Sierra Leone in Benin later this month. NFF President Amaju Pinnick says the Super Eagles are eager to play at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin. What a story. While describing the facility as world-class, now we're asking, is the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin really a world-class stadium? We'll hear from Pinnick on the show. Meanwhile, red-hot gang striker Paul Onuachu gets another opportunity to impress with the Super Eagles following injury to Moses Simon ahead of the AFCON qualifiers against Sierra Leone. These and a whole lot more will be coming your way. We'll be talking about grassroots football, yes, this afternoon with the Port Harcourt City League on the menu. That's why Kingsley is basically here today. And there is another Champions League night. Liverpool are up against free-scoring Atalanta, while Real Madrid battle Inter, plus all the fixtures to expect tonight in the ever-exciting Champions League. It's a loaded package, I tell you, and the show is very interactive, meaning that you have the opportunity to always be part of the discussion here. All you need to do to be part of the show is to send us your messages via text or WhatsApp to the number 070 19339962. That's 070 19339962 for your text as well as your WhatsApp messages. Use that number. On Twitter, we are Today FM 951 at Today FM 951. You can tweet at me now at Dana Emeka at Dana Emeka, or Wisdom at Wisdom_OB at Wisdom_OB. O for orange, B for banana. Later, we'll be throwing the phone lines wide open for you to have your say. Don't go anywhere. The show will be right back after this timeout.
I love this song. Champion. Yeah, man, Odogwa dem fine boy. Odogwa da boy. Odogwa da cover shun go jabo koi. Odogwu chije somewhere. Our local boy. People Odogwa brobis one net. Jono moi. Odogwu no ne lockdown. Opuro Valentine. Odogwu neme love rinne. Jono Valentine. Odogwa bono guy ne kama bro Mr. Raw. Odogwu bono imix okro. He go draw. If they want spray you money, up 1,000. In a meberia when they give 1,000. Ebabu ni funo Odogwu when they you go bow.
All right, let's get the show underway this afternoon, and we'll start from the NFF. Yes, President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, has described the renovated Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin as a world-class edifice. Pinnick made the comment yesterday in Benin during an inspection tour of the facility and added that it had undergone tremendous improvement since the last time he visited. The Super Eagles will face the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone at the venue on 13 November in the 2021 AFCON qualifier before traveling to Freetown for the reverse fixture 4 days later.
Improvement on the last time I came. The turf is very, very brilliant. It's lush, green, and is what you see in other climes. So I'm very impressed, and I want to congratulate the governor and his team, especially the deputy governor, for ensuring that we have this world-class facility, which we are very proud of. The Super Eagles cannot wait to come to Benin City. Super Eagles, no tension, you are winning.
It's new. It has been retouched now and repackaged. Let's not forget we were supposed to have the National Sports Festival just before COVID-19 granted everything in the country, and not just in the country, globally. So I think that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been here in Nigeria. The Godswill Akpabio Stadium was one time world class, the best stadium in Africa, according to the governor then. And we continued using it until, of course, what happens most times to our stadiums happened to it. And we had to look for somewhere else. And Asaba became the new world class edifice. And now we are moving to Ogbemudia Stadium. I think it's actually a very fine stadium. The question is going forward, what would it be? But for now, I want to believe that Pinnick is also sounding like his predecessors, who would always see that our new home, maybe for the time being,
as the best.
As long as it's okay for us to use, it would be the best for that period.
I'm worried about the description of the stadium as world class. Kingsley, would you describe that stadium as a world class stadium?
Perhaps the playing surface, maybe, but the sitting arena.
It's a 15,000 capacity stadium from what we gathered.
No, if you've been to Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, of course you already know it's a jam-packed place. The way the structure is. So for me, if they are saying the playing surface is okay, I don't have any problem with that. But calling it a world class, it's
overboard.
All
right, just to make the governor feel good, maybe that was why he said that.
Yeah, again, you know, another thing the people running the Nigerian Football Federation have a penchant for in the last few years has been to move Super Eagles to any state where the state government is willing to sponsor. Exactly. So if River State wants it, definitely
of course,
will come.
We've seen them here
and Adoke will suddenly turn to the new world
class stadium. All right. Moving on, still staying with the Super Eagles. Paul Onuachu has received another late call-up to the Nigeria squad ahead of their upcoming 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Sierra Leone as a replacement for injured Moses Simon. Simon was substituted in the 25th minute of Nantes' 3-0 loss to PSG on Saturday night due to an abductor injury. Onuachu leads the scorers chart in the Belgian Pro League with 9 goals. Now, this is the second time in recent weeks that the young striker has been drafted in to replace an unavailable player originally included on the roster. Last month, the former Midtjylland forward was summoned at short notice by the Nigeria Football Federation for the international friendlies with Algeria and Tunisia after Victor Osimhen was barred from traveling as the Napoli players were ordered into quarantine following 3 positive COVID-19 cases. Superman, all things are working together for Onuachu's good, except scoring for the Super Eagles. Can he make this latest opportunity count? The other time, it was Osimhen who couldn't make it, and they called him. Of course, the latest one is now Moses Simon. We know this man. Several he's been given the opportunity, but somehow the coach doesn't have what it takes per se to get the best out of him. Going over to club, he's scoring goals for fun, leading scorer in the Belgian league at the moment. But at the Super Eagles, doesn't really impress.
Well, let me start from another point of view. What will come with the supernatural point of view? Maybe there is still something he has to offer. I saw Odion Igalo when he started with the Super Eagles. He was not the most
prolific
goal scorer now, maybe the best finisher too. But his time came, and he did actually. Maybe you want to say he set the record straight. Whatever he didn't do in the first 3-4 years of his career with the national team. So for Paul Onuachu, maybe, just maybe, he can still do something. But as they say, the fact that you're invited does not automatically mean that you get a starting place. Nigerians have not been really happy with whatever he's been doing for the Super Eagles. Maybe Raw, who has Victor Osimhen now, might decide to actually start Osimhen. Kelechi Iheanacho has also been scoring, albeit that Brendan Rodgers chooses the match to play him. Maybe he can also, and he scored 2 in our last game. So I don't even think he will be the first option to start with Osimhen and Kelechi Iheanacho being part of the national team. But let's see how it goes. I just feel, as you said, everything is working for the man's good.
All right, Kingsley, Onuachu is replacing Moses Simon, who was originally in the list. Now, Moses Simon is injured. We know him, pacing winger, ability to penetrate the defense and what have you. Will he be missed in these 2 encounters against Sierra Leone later this month?
Yeah, I think if you've seen what Ganaroa has done in the last 2 games, especially the games against Tunisia and Algeria, you know that he's someone who relies heavily on the wings. So once you miss your first choice winger, of course, you are limited in the options you now have. But my worry is, why not go for another winger? Why an out-and-out striker that you have said you are not comfortable with his style of play? So I'm a little bit worried or concerned about his invitation, and I really doubt if Osimhen is fit after this weekend game. I do not see the possibility of Paul even being in the 18-man list.
All right, we'll wait and see. And still talking about the Super Eagles, we understand that Manchester United, Leicester City and Everton have joined in the growing list of clubs interested in Villarreal and Super Eagles winger Samuel Chukwueze, a player who has already caught the attention of 3 other Premier League clubs and many more across Europe. Chukwueze only turned 21 earlier this year, but has been part of the Villarreal first team since 2018 after he was scouted by the Spanish side playing at youth level in Nigeria. The Super Eagles winger was on target last night as Villarreal defeated Real Valladolid 2-0 to go third in the La Liga table behind Real Sociedad and Real Madrid. Superman, does he deserve all the interest from these clubs in Europe? Talking about Chukwueze.
No, I don't think so. The thing is, when clubs start tracking your progress as a player and they notice something about you, they always feel that thing is still inside. Samuel Chukwueze has not been the Chukwueze we heard that Liverpool submitted a January bid for that was rejected. I mean, as revealed by his club. It's not been that same player over the past 1 season and even going into the second season now. I don't think he's at that level.
His goal yesterday was his first in 1 year.
Exactly, but he's been getting the assist and the work rate is fantastic, but I don't think that adds up. But for a Manchester United, I would not be shocked because Ole believes in very young players and he believes he's building a new team. So I won't be surprised if because of funds and what have you, since the Sancho's
maybe
are not
after
working, you can actually just get Samuel Chukwueze and try him out, even if it's just for 30 or 40 million pounds, and try him out to see if he works. I'm sure if Villarreal, if they see a 40 million pounds, they will take him. And the man too is looking at moving overseas. Let's not forget, he's now 21. He's no longer a 19-year-old. If at 21, Osimhen is moving, your colleague,
for big money,
you should also be thinking of doing the same. So I think maybe there's a possibility if these clubs come call him. But does he deserve the attention for the past 1 or 2 seasons?
Leicester, Everton, Manchester United, and 3 other previous Premier League clubs. But let's look at this man critically, Kingsley. Shone like a million stars at the Under-17 World Cup in 2015. Nigeria eventually won. Showed a lot of brilliance back then. Even when his first season with Villarreal, I mean, he was amazing. But how would you really describe his progression from 2018 when he broke into the first team of Villarreal till this day, both for the club and the country?
For Villarreal, I don't think he has progressed in the direction a lot of persons assumed he would be 3 years ago when he broke into the first team. I think this season under Emery, he has really struggled for game time, and scoring yesterday, first time in 1 year, it shows you how much he's been away from the penalty box. Watching him yesterday, I feel that he has something inside of him, but I don't know if it's scared, if it's a little bit short on confidence. The ability we know is there, but that execution. You see, when the ball gets to Mane, when the ball gets to Salah, when the ball gets to Mahrez,
he's capable to take front players, move.
You don't see that with Chukwueze. You see him want to take the safe option, which is to pass the ball to his teammate. So
I mean, he should be doing that as a 21-year-old.
Not just as a 21-year-old.
I remember Lionel Messi at 21. Even 18, 19, 20. Messi was a delight to watch. He wants the ball. He wants to take on players. He can dribble very well, left-footed like Chukwueze.
That's what we all expect him to be doing. However, leaving Villarreal for England may be good payment-wise, funds-wise, economically wise, but I want him to, if at all he needs to leave, I want him to go to a team where week in, week out, he can play, because that is the only way he will keep developing and improving.
But just to add, I think the coaches who have worked or groomed this young man, they've not done well enough. Chukwueze was a selfish player who can actually take on 10 people and at the end of the day waste the ball.
His finishing,
I think instead of working on his finishing, they started instructing the man, once you get the ball, pass. And I think that they are beginning to destroy his potential, because all he does these days is just get the ball, pass a little, just maybe make a little run, then lay a pass. I don't think that's the best way to get, or maybe that's the best the man can offer, or even the best way to get the finest of properties from him. Allow the man take on those players. Just work on his finishing. If it takes maybe 6 months to work on that, just allow him be himself. I think they're beginning to instruct him, like he mentioned now, they're beginning to tell him, if you just get the ball, pass, that's your job, or run and cross. And I think that's not the best of Samuel Chukwueze.
Himself will always say that he modeled his game after Ian Robben. And Ian Robben is not a good passer of the ball. He wants to take on players, he wants to score goals and what have you. And he hasn't been doing that lately, Samuel Chukwueze. But let's talk about another Nigerian that was somewhat impressive last night. Olaino was on target for Fulham for his first Premier League goal yesterday, as Fulham recorded their first win in the Premier League this season. Gernot Rohr must be a happy man right now. His boys are delivering, so to say. This is a defender scoring a brilliant goal yesterday for Fulham.
Well, it's not just about the goals. Olaino plays regularly for Fulham, and I think that's a good thing. He's a defender. He's ordinarily not expected to score goals, but that goal was a beauty to behold, at least looking at the fact that it is his first goal. So it's actually very good. One of the Nigerian-born, in quote, or maybe Nigerian by descent now, we have Tosin Aderabioyo, who plays there. Lukman himself too is also part of that team. So a good one for him, good one for the national team. I know the goals don't exactly add up, but the fact that he's playing regularly is a very, very good thing for Gernot Rohr. But the question is, will Gernot Rohr be able to still use this man? We know there are one or two names.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are lots of options in the right back position these days.
Yeah, right? And for Olai, I think after he was dropped from the World Cup list,
he didn't make it.
Yeah, I think I've been impressed with his mental strength, the ability to pick himself, go on that loan to Torino, then seal a permanent deal to Torino, play in, week out in that 3-5-2 that Walter Mazzarri deployed at Torino. And I think what we saw yesterday was testament of the belief in his ability. So I think if Scott Parker can still encourage him to continue in that progression, we can see a lot better from him.
Safe to say that his goal yesterday even helped Fulham escape, as a move out of the relegation zone right now. They're actually 17th on the log above West Brom. All right, good one there for Aino and his Fulham side. I wish them all the best going forward. Let's just stay with the Super Eagles. This is disturbing. Super Eagles stars, we understand, are now spoiling for a showdown with top NFF officials after they are yet to be paid $17,500. So that's more than 9 million naira bonus each for finishing third at last year's AFCON in Egypt. This report is coming from Score Nigeria. Now, the revelation comes as Score Nigeria also gathered that these Eagles are also owed bonuses for various other matches. This will include the wins over Benin Republic and Lesotho in 2021 AFCON qualifiers, as well as appearance fees for the team's last 4 friendlies against Ukraine, Brazil, Algeria, and Tunisia. A source told Score Nigeria, and I quote, "The boys are no longer smiling over the outstanding bonuses going back to the 2019 AFCON in Egypt. They have said their patience has run out and they will have to be paid these monies before the first match against Sierra Leone in Benin City on November 13. Nigeria pipped Tunisia 1-0 to finish third at the 2019 AFCON. They also lead their qualifying group for the next AFCON in Cameroon, of course, with 6 points from 2 matches. Kingsley, this is a familiar tale in Nigerian football, right?
Familiar tale, unexpected. I'm really disappointed because I read this morning as well. I'm still waiting to hear the NFL official position.
They will soon deny it.
But if what Score put out is true, then I don't think it's the kind of news Gernot Rohr needs at this time. These are things that we thought have gone with the old NFF.
No, but even
keeps,
Roy himself at some point was owed 4 months salaries.
No, salaries is a normal thing with the Nigerian system. We understand that. But these are monies that we know that CAF has paid you for that tournament that you came to.
Exactly,
And these monies, we also understand that before you went for this tournament, federal government and the Ministry of Sport released funds. So what happened? Where are all these monies? And now, again, this is coming close to an important qualifier for us. Then the FIFA money was just... it was last week or so, the NFF actually said...
confirmed that they received the
money.
FIFA COVID-19 palliative.
There are a lot of issues that has to do with money and this Amaju Phoenix board.
But if you recall, this time Super Eagles team at the AFCON in 2019, last year, prior to the game against Burundi, they boycotted training in protest of unpaid bonuses, if you recall.
No, see, what I'm saying I'm surprised is you gave the impression that funds had not been released before that issue. Then the guys went on that mini strike. It was resolved. The thinking was that once those funds came in from Abuja,
everything will be settled.
So if those things have not been sorted out up till now, then you are going to put yourself in a very difficult situation against Sierra Leone.
All right, Superman, will this kind of news in any way distract the team ahead of those matches against Sierra Leone on the 13th and on the 17th of this month?
Well, it would for sure, a little bit, but I think they'll prosecute those games. I know how it happens here in Nigeria.
A lot of this was $17,500 is not them.
No, it's not about the money being something for them. It's about you fulfilling your own part of the bargain.
Integrity, mistake,
The boys may have one or two other persons they will use these funds to assist. So,
I mean, look at the situation of the country right now.
Yeah, you have collected this money from federal government or the sports ministry. Give it to the recipient.
So distraction for the team?
A little bit, but those two games would hold. The question now would be, going forward, will it continue or would they actually not pay? We've seen cases where maybe the captain of the side would just volunteer to just convince the players or even take care of some of these bills. But I think for me, it's not a very good thing that the NFF has still roped in things like this. Amaju Pinnick has prided himself as one of the men who, for the future, not just here in Nigeria, but in CAF, and this is not the best way to actually deliver some of those promises. You owe bonuses, even salaries and things like that. I think we should have moved fast.
At the World Cup
we're talking of
year,
structures now.
The Super Falcons did not leave the hotel, after they were eliminated
because of funds. But we are not surprised. I'm not in any way surprised by this one. I wasn't even shocked. In my mind, I say, is it just bonuses? No 6 month salaries. But let's see how it goes there, Mecca. I'm not really happy with this kind of news.
No, I mean, it's not sharing news.
It's just a normal. It's become a normal thing here in the country. I mean, in the MPFL, it's a regular thing. In short, if you're a club in the MPFL and you're not owing, it's as if something is wrong with you if you're not owing.
It's not normal for a club not to owe.
Maybe 17 out of 20,
So it's something that is in our football DNA in this country.
Exactly.
But when are we ever going to get beyond this stage, Olisa?
I think it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because the way the football administration is structured, it's almost impossible to get in fresh people to come in to run football. It's like, as much as I don't want to use this word, but it's like the cabal or the cartel have held our football
to ransom. Yeah.
So it's going to take a whole lot of work from every person to be able to free our football from these guys.
Taribo West says he will lead the protest.
I think he has been compensated with
appointment to the committee.
Yeah, so
I saw his name in one of those committees. I was like, it's not Taribo West that said he was going to lead the protest against the corruption in Nigerian football and what have you.
Will those committees sit?
I was talking to a lady who was named in the Women's Football Committee. That was the 5th time she was being named in that committee. Okay, 4th time. And in the past 7 years that she has been in the committee, they haven't met up to 5 times. Past 7 years, the committee have not sat for up to 5 times.
Sitting for meeting is one thing. resolutions passed at the meeting.
Exactly, and even implementing those resolutions is another thing. They don't even see it, let alone to even make those resolutions. So, I mean, where are we going to? This is Nigeria. Okay, we'll wait and see how things unfold. But in the meantime, let's still stick with Kingsley Olisa. Of course, like I told you earlier, he's the proprietor of SKEFC. Remember SKEFC? They were beaten finalists in the Today FM Under 20 Soccer Fiesta last December, losing to Wilbros FC. Of course, he was also a partner to that competition then. But today he's here to also talk about the Port Harcourt City League. Kingsley Olisa, I don't know what is Port Harcourt City League. What is it?
I think the Port Harcourt City League, it's a league that has been created to see how we can reignite interest back in grassroots football. And we are looking at it long term. We are not just looking at a one-off event. And during the lockdown period, we've done a lot of work. As soon as there was realization in those curfews, we did a lot of workshops on the teams that are going to participate in the tournaments. We also tried to.
Okay, well, I think I remember one on the laws of the game, where you brought in former FIFA vice referee.
Yeah, who is incidentally the vice president of the Rivers State Referees Association. I think FIFA Solomon retired. Exactly, He handled that. We've also done a workshop where we spoke to the teams, chairmen, coaches, and president, or to actually educate them on what it actually means to run a grassroots football club. We also spoke to them in the course of those workshops what it actually means to own a grassroots player, because that is an issue that has kept on reoccurring. Because people will say, this is my player, this is not my player. No, we were able to...
The ownership of this player.
Yes, once a player
at some point, these players will want to move to a bigger club that will pay money.
Yes.
Then it becomes an issue. Who is the right owner of this club? I remember that of Kelechi Iheanacho. It was Taya Academy and even Emmanuel Lamunika Academy. They were battling over him, and we even resorted to a fight. Who has the right to even sell him and what have you?
Yeah, so we tried to do that. We also tried educating these teams on why it's important for them to get affiliated to the FA. Because it's important when you are doing a business, you understand the rules and regulations of the business. Now, for the 16 teams we have in this championship, we observe that it's only 5 that participate in the River State FA Cup or Super League or what have you. So meaning that
the other 11 are
13. Okay, the other 11 are not interested. So meaning that there is a huge gap between you having an academy or a football club and you getting affiliated to the FA. Now,
the FA, of course, is the regulatory body here in the
Yes, you must. For you to be in this business of football, there is a role the FA plays. So whether you want to participate in the FA Cup or not, get affiliated. So we were able to teach these clubs. Then we also noticed that there was a gap in the certification of the coaches. Now, we are speaking with the River State Coaches Association to see how we can get in a program where a lot of these grassroots coaches can participate and get certified for being a coach. Because the football has gone beyond your ability to set cone and ask players to run. You need to get certified. Now, a few weeks ago, Kano Pillars employed a coach. And there are even reports that 2 of the 4 teams that will represent Nigeria in the CAF Confederation or in the CAF Championship are looking for licensed coaches.
Yeah, CAF A licensed coaches.
So it shows
what they have is B license.
Yeah,
even in Yimba, Fatai Osho doesn't have A license. So even Abdul Mekaba of Plateau United doesn't have.
Yeah,
that's why Kano Pillars employed the new coaches.
Yeah, so it shows you how important it is for you as a coach
to get the right certification.
And continuously grow. So the discussion is still going with the River State Coaches Association. So we are looking at the first quarter of 2021 to hold the first of those series of certification where these coaches can get the opportunities to get certified.
All right, talking about the Port Harcourt Football League itself, when and where is it taking place?
Okay, it would start on Tuesday, 10th November 2020.
That's exactly a week from today.
Exactly a week from today, and it will be at the Joseph Yobo Mini Stadium, popularly known as Ibuku Pitch.
Oh, great. Okay, the stadium has been named after Joseph Yobo already.
For a very long time.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay, how can teams be part of it? Or do you have your 16 teams already?
Yes,
you talked about the seminar and what
yes, we've done.
Registration is concluded.
Concluded.
Some teams will feel bad now. They're hearing this for the first time.
No, I think it's been off.
No, I mean the registration and what have you. I know about the jingle. We've been playing jingle all this while, but come on.
We tried to see how we could spread the selection of teams across the various zones in Port Harcourt. So we have teams coming from the My One axis, we have teams from Elekoya, we have teams from Rumola, we have teams from Rumokoro, we have teams from the old Port Harcourt Township, Borokri, we have from Agri Road axis. So we tried to see how we could
balance it. Yeah.
Balance it.
Can you mention some of these teams, or do you?
We have MFM.
Okay. The Port Harcourt MFM.
Yes.
Yeah. They just played the FA Cup. I remember.
Yes. They were formerly known as Mighty Amphibious. And if you look at their history, they used to be the old Rainbow Stars. So we brought them in from Camp. We also have Sharp Arrows from the Romola axis, one of the foremost grassroots teams that has been known to produce top players in the state. Glodek. We also brought in Dolphins Football Academy.
Okay.
We have
as a Gumas team.
Yes. We have Port Harcourt City, owned by Joseph Egbo, popularly known as
Coach Zico.
That's
his team.
We have Dumo United. We have SKE. We have Glodek. We have Ororo.
I remember Ororo and the last FA Cup. Funny name.
Yes. We have Salvation Boys. We have Ambassadors. We have MacJeff. We have Elekoya United. We have Port Harcourt United. And I think Friends Club.
What format is it going to take?
It's taking a league format.
Okay,
so
all 16 teams will play each other round robin.
Yeah, 15 games.
Okay.
So we, because of time, we cannot make it home and away. Okay. So we are just playing.
Are you using only one venue?
One venue for all the games. We will play 2 games in a day, and as we progress, it will now get to 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon.
So the team with the highest points at the end of the league format will now be crowned champions.
Yes, and now not just being crowned champions, you're going to go home with 300,000 naira for your first prize. Second prize is 200,000. Third prize is 150. Fourth prize is 100. Then for teams that are going to be placed between 5th to 16th, you are going to have minimum of 30,000 naira each.
Yeah, where are these monies coming from? I don't know you to be that rich.
No, we've had support from a lot of persons.
Okay.
And if you permit, I want to thank them.
Feel free.
Chief Nebolis Anyaduba, Honorable Aribitonye Okiri, Coach Monde Sinclair, Coach Imama Mapakabo.
Oh, the Abia Oros man.
Victor Ezechi.
Okay.
Brown Ideye.
Wow.
Mr. Joseph Cole and Perowe Joseph. These are guys who
have supported the
who
project,
just hearing this thing have called in one way or the other to say, okay, this is my own support to make this a championship a beautiful
All right.
one.
Is this strictly an amateur thing, or professional players, are they allowed to be part of this one for the clubs who will be part of
No,
this?
what we said was once you have a contract with an MPL first side, you cannot play.
Okay.
Now, we understand the drama with the NLL side. So we allowed the NLL teams, if your team is not in training and all that, and a team, one of these 16 teams can register you.
Your players.
Once
okay,
you are free to.
Glodek can go and get players from Goran to.
Provided they know is their player.
But you know what happened during the Today FM Under 20 Soccer Fiesta?
Yeah, we
you're
Olisanda.
To go and play for one of the teams.
No, then it's because you have rules.
Sure.
Yeah, so just follow the rules. We said MPFL players. Maybe next year edition, we can say, okay, no NLL. Let it be strictly for grassroots teams, but now grassroots players. But now we are saying from NLL down, you are free to participate.
All right. You are even talking about when
subsequently, going forward, we are also looking at expansion. We are looking at the possibility of making it home and away. We are looking at the possibility of having multiple centers. Instead of playing just one game at one center, we can have 4 or 5 games at various parts of the town at the same time playing. The whole idea is we need to help grassroots football to develop in our state. I know it's not a popular thing because a lot of persons who I spoke to, the question is, why am I going to put my money into grassroots football? Because the truth is, everyone can analyze European football.
But all these guys who are in the Super Eagles today, at one point they played this grassroots football you're talking about.
Yeah.
We are all part of grassroots football in their respective states. Wherever they started their football from, they played at this level before going to where they are right now.
The thing is, if in 1 year time, if in 2 years time, we can get one player who has participated in this championship, who has progressed to maybe the national under 16, or who can even progress to play for Eyimba, I think it's a plus for whatever we are trying to
I remember the
put
Governor's
across.
Cup here in River State. That competition produced Kingsley Sokare. Today he's not even in Nigeria again.
Yeah, also Christian Piagbara
as
is
well,
in Latvia now.
Fortune or money warriors of this world. These guys, we are product of the Governor's Cup, and they are professional footballers making big money abroad these days. But big question: have you gotten the all clear from the River State FA?
Yes.
As custodians of football in the state.
Yes.
Before they come with a trouble and arrest you.
No, we've been able to get that approval. That's why we are starting on the 10th of November.
All right. Superman, do you have any question for him?
No, I think he has basically answered a lot already. But since you mentioned under 16 and under 17, and the players from the end, is there an age limit?
No, it's an open championship because again, a lot of these teams, some of them have younger players, some have more mature players. So it's what you put on the table. That's what you get.
All right. We'll be monitoring that one keenly, and of course, do well to be keeping us up to date with the happenings in the competition when it starts on the 10th, right?
Yes.
That's exactly a week from today. It will be taking place at Joseph Yobo Mini Stadium in town.
Formerly D-Line.
Sorry,
yes,
D-Line. Formerly Boku Street.
Yes.
16 teams in the league format.
Yes.
In the coming days, we'll get the fixtures, who is playing who and all that, and follow it up properly. Laudable project, I tell you, and we hope it will get all the right backing and support, followership, and of course take it to the next level as it were. In the meantime, let's go to the phone lines to hear from you guys out there. You have any questions for Kingsley Lisa, feel free to ask. And they can also contribute to what we discussed earlier about the Super Eagles. Lots of news surrounding the team. Pinnick, the president of the NFF, says the Samuel Igbomudia Stadium in Benin is world class, and he hopes the Super Eagles will do well right there. And of course, the Super Eagles, we understand, have not been paid their bonuses from the 2019 AFCON third place finish, $17,500 each, and some other matches, as a matter of fact. Onwacho, can he impress this time after getting a late call-up again to replace injured Moses Simon? 0817 000951 0810 9510 951. Alternatively, you go to the text message line, drop those messages there, 07019339962. That number will also serve for your WhatsApp messages. And of course, we'll go to the phone lines now to hear from you out there. Keep it short, sweet, and simple. Hello.
Good
afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Yeah, this is Pastor Mike calling from Aba.
Pastor Mike from Aba, good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
Thank you, Emeka. Yeah, I am not surprised. Every day we hear one story from the NFL. How can you tell me that since AFCON, that those boys have not received their money?
No, that one is small. AFCON is just last year. 2016 Under-17 Women's World Cup in Jordan. They have not been paid their complete allowances till date.
And now, they are not.
I'm telling you about 4 years ago. You're talking even. It's small now. Here is just small something.
Let me just leave NFL and their politics. Let me just the guy in the stadium. That is very, very good. I commend him with what he's doing, because I know that competition we brought a lot of talent.
We hope so. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are going to witness a lot of great players.
There are so many talents in this state, no doubt. Thank you so much, Pastor Mike. Let's have another caller. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Post Live. Tell us your name and your location.
Richard from Umudere.
Good to have you on the show. Richard, talk to us.
I want to greet my Oga Kingsley.
Good afternoon, Oga.
Nice work.
Okay.
Yes, you are doing a very nice work. I mean, your analysis do take me to the next level. I tell you the truth. I'm your best fan. I thank you. Then going forward.
But in cases like this, you should show love. Try to reach out to him. Just find out something. Say you're doing a good work. Now hold this one. Take joint body.
We'll do that. We'll do that in good time.
All right. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Talking about the owing of Super Eagles allowances. It's a normal way. It's a normal thing that we see here now. I don't even know whether it's in the rule book of the NFL. It may be in the rule book of the NFL that every club or association must owe the players. Such news is not what we're supposed to hear. When we hear that the FIFA has given some grants, CAF has given some grants, where are this money going to?
Don't worry, we'll ask me again. Just calm down. Just be calming down. Take it easy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live. Your name and the location?
Josh, I'm calling from GRO.
Good to have you on the show, Joshua. Talk to us.
Happy to hear that grassroots football is back again.
Yes, and with a league this time, Port Harcourt City League.
I'm telling you. Those days back when I was at town, Victoria Street, we used to go to number 6 field. Just like that place is mini stadium. It's better than stadium anyway. Quality matches.
All right, so you have such experience again with the Port Harcourt City League. That's what it's basically about.
I'm telling you, they are doing marvelously well. Look, when you see those boys play, and you happen to hear that one or two of them are playing in one of these clubs, you will be happy to go to stadium and watch the person. And more to that, when Super Eagles is playing, we will also be happy to go there. Man, I'm so happy.
All right.
Whoever brought this kind of sense.
The man is here already in the building there. He's the one that brought it. Thank you so much. Hello. Oh, sorry, we lost that one. Back then in Aba, we had one very, very popular in Aba. It was called School Road League. You need to come to School Road League. You will see all the professional footballers in this country play in that league. Players from Iwanya will come there. The clubs there will register them, and it was massive. And they collected ticket fee then. It was massive then. That was where I first saw Isaac Okoronko. He was playing for Union Star then.
Yeah.
We called him Kekere then. Solid defender. Before you know it, was off to Iwanya National, and the rest, they say, is history. He became a Super Eagles player at some point, and Emeka Wana, Chibiko KK, they all played in that competition with different clubs back then. Competitions like this are usually for the fans, domestic fans around there, and you can't underestimate the importance of it. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Please be audible. I can barely hear you clearly.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Your name and the location?
My name is Lolo. I'm calling from Billy.
Lolo, good to have you on the show. How is Billy this afternoon?
It's fine. Emeka, I'm surprised that the almighty Igbo of Nigeria has a coach that don't have license.
No, he has license, but his license is not the one CAF needs this time around. Come, stop that. Stop that.
And that's a club Emeka has to support.
No, wait, let me put it clear.
I'm surprised.
Wait, you don't come.
Thank you.
Look at you. All right, let me put this straight. Of the 4 teams that qualify for the CAF competitions, coming up later this month, only Stanley Guma has CAF A. That's the coach with CAF A is only Stanley Guma. The other 3, they don't have A. What they have is B. And CAF this year said, for the CAF competition this year, you must have A to sit on the bench. That's the problem.
Yeah, another of the challenge we have now with you have to go back to coaching education now. The last time this CAF A was done in Nigeria was 3 years ago.
Yeah, NFF haven't been able to do that again.
Is wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
Something is just wrong with the way our football is administered. Now, I'm not singling out Fatai Osho or Abdul Makaba or the guy at Canopy. No, these guys have been constrained because
they can't. NFF have not organized the CAF no coaching course.
Yeah, so
it's not their fault, so to say.
So it's not their fault.
B was the minimum standard before
as of last year. No, but the thing is that CAF gave a timeline. This is the timeline for B to end.
We'll blame NFF. They are the cause. They didn't organize one for us. Yeah. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. No photocopy.
Thank you, brother man. I think I want to respond to the issue of that debt matter. I think issue happened and started to be corrected.
Which matter?
4 years ago, 2016, under the watch of the NFL chairman, which people think he qualified to run African football. Those are the kind of story that we are hearing in Nigeria, while Morocco are planning to start using a video assistant referee.
They're using it already, the video assistant referee in Morocco.
Thank you for educating me on that. To align themselves with other world football body. But our only free time, what we are hearing is that somebody that tried 20 years ago, they haven't paid him. The one that played South Nigeria 16 years ago.
It's a usual story here. Thank you so much, No Photocopy, for your thoughts. We are used to it.
No, but we can't continue this.
I mean, who will bring the change?
Private sponsorship.
But which private sponsorship? Now, there was a move to form a private league. That will never see the light of day. Yeah, so
it was dead on arrival. All right, let's quickly shift our attention to the UEFA Champions League. Okay, we can report that Inter Milan striker Romelu Lukaku will miss their Champions League tie with Real Madrid tonight due to a tie injury. 27-year-old Belgian forward has scored 7 goals in as many matches for the Italian side so far this season. Inter are third in Group B with 2 points from 2 matches. Lukaku earned one of the points with both goals in a 2-2 draw with Borussia Mönchengladbach the last match day. And Lukaku scored 7 goals in 6 games as the Serie A side finished as Europa League runners-up last season. Looking at all the fixtures for tonight, match day 3 in the UEFA Champions League. In Group A, by 6:55 p.m., that's 5 minutes to 7, Lokomotiv Moscow, the Russian outfit, will be up against Atletico Madrid. By 9 p.m. in that same group, Salzburg will battle the champions, Bayern Munich. Their hands will be full, I tell you. In Group B, Shakhtar Donetsk are up against Borussia Mönchengladbach by 6:55 p.m. And also in Group B to be Real Madrid versus Inter Milan. That's the match to look out for. And in Group C, FC Porto, former champions, battle Marseille. And of course, we have Manchester City confronting Olympiacos of Greece. And finally, in Group D to be Atalanta versus Liverpool. It promises to be exciting. Atalanta know how to score goals, even though they've been inconsistent lately. FC Michelin with their own Franco Onyeka will be doing battle with Ajax Amsterdam later tonight out there in Denmark. And for the Ajax team, 11 of their players, we understand, tested positive to coronavirus, and they traveled with only a 17-man squad, so to say. Quite disappointing right there. Guys, action attraction tonight, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, or Atalanta Liverpool? Which is the star fixture for tonight?
I think for me, I'll go for Atlanta Liverpool. But history will say Inter Milan, Real Madrid.
Yeah, the records are there. All right, Superman, how about you?
It has to be Inter Milan versus Real Madrid. I mean, that's a game I feel Inter can
That's
even
Real
take.
Madrid versus Inter now.
Real Madrid
Real
versus
at the
Inter,
home side. Yeah.
rather, yes, because it's a game that could go either way. But for Atalanta Liverpool, it's also a game that could go either way. But the bookmakers would definitely favor Liverpool ahead of Atalanta, even if we know Duvan Zapata and the other guys score goals. But the form they had last season is nothing compared to what they have this season now, especially in their league. But then again, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, a very big game. Inter Milan, yes, they'll be without Lukaku, but of course, we have Christian Eriksen. We have all the other names now.
Lautaro Martinez is also there.
You go over to Real Madrid, they've been struggling. You can't believe it that Real Madrid, I think they're bottom of that table now, if I'm not mistaken. And at this point, for the most successful team in the competition, although it's still early stages anyway, and anything can still happen. Yes, they're bottom with just a point.
And they're playing two-legged affair. I mean,
exactly.
And if they fail to get something serious in terms of points from those two matches,
it would spell doom
for them. Yeah.
So I think they would want to put in their best. But for Inter Milan also, they are third in that group. Shakhtar Donetsk and Borussia Dortmund ahead, albeit that Borussia just on goal difference or what have you. I think they're both on 2 points. So let's see how it goes. But I would definitely keep my eyes on Real Madrid against Inter Milan.
Lisa, City are still without Sergio Aguero. Any problems for scoring goals? But we understand that Gabriel Jesus is likely to feature in this one, right?
I as much as people say it's the non-replacement of Company and David Silva that is disturbing City, I think that not having a replacement for Aguero is the major problem City is facing, and the inability to address that issue may also play a big role in how their season goes.
All right, a massive fixture today for them. They are up against the Greek champions, Olympiacos. And Bayern Munich, free scoring Bayern Munich, champions who won emphatically last time. They are away to Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. Superman, another routine win for Bayern this time.
It looks that way on paper, except something out of the ordinary happens. We've seen them struggle to score those 5 goals or 4 goals in the last 1 or 2 or 3 games, but we know for sure that this is Bayern Munich. They will definitely turn up, and what matters is 3 points, not really the number of goals they score, but we know for sure that the goals too might come in. But it's RB Salzburg, a team I know that are not very, very strong defensively, but have a very, very offensive side. So let's see how it goes. You maybe expect a lot of goals, maybe a 4-1, 4-2, or 5-2 outcome at the end of the day.
Okay, we'll wait and see. But let's get your predictions regarding the star game. Unanimously, you guys went for Real Madrid versus Inter. So let's stick to that. Real Madrid, Inter Milan. How do you see that one panning out there, Kingsley?
I think it's going to end in a draw, 1-1.
1-1 draw. Okay, right there. Madrid have been struggling big time in the Champions League so far this season. Superman, how about you?
I go for the same, really, but not a 1-1 draw, just a draw. It will be really hard for Real Madrid.
A draw of any sort.
A draw of any sort.
Because Liverpool against Atalanta over there in Italy. Atalanta, Liverpool.
I think it's going to be a nice scoring game. Atlanta will score, Liverpool will score. So maybe 2-2, 3-2.
No win at all for any of these games, eh?
I don't think so. I think both games will end in a draw.
Superman?
I really would not differ from that one. It might also end in a draw. But the Atalanta side, if it was Liverpool who were the home side, I think I would have easily picked Liverpool to go ahead of them. But at home, for the Atalanta side, knowing their issues in the league, they will definitely want to get this over Liverpool. So a draw.
All right, a draw. We'll go to the phone lines in a jiffy. But before we do that, quickly, Kingsley, a wrap on the Port Harcourt City League. Any other information you need to put out there for the public, the teams, and what have you?
Yeah, we are hoping that the teams will keep to all necessary information they've been given, arrival time, and all that. We're also hoping that we will also adhere strictly to COVID-19 protocols.
Have you made the draws for the competition?
Yeah, it's
the opening match. Which team faces the other?
It's not here in my head.
Okay.
But we'll send them.
Okay, no problem about that. It's time to go back to the phone lines. Before we do so, Superman, we have some messages coming through the other platforms.
Yes, sir. This one says, "Good afternoon, Emeka and Superman. My name is Jude from Alakaya. To be frank with Nigerian football is being destroyed by the administrators. With this issue of debts and withholding of players' money, football in Nigeria will keep going backward. Something has to be done. These players are people's children who have suffered a lot to be where they are now." Afternoon, Emeka. Please, I would love to find out if people can be allowed to watch the PH League at the Yobo Stadium, and would there be gate fee or free? Would love to come and see some games.
Gate fee will be free. We will maybe the first week we may not allow fans to come in, but as we progress,
even if you are to allow, it shouldn't be capacity crowd.
No, of course,
maintain
definitely we have to. That's why I insisted, or earlier I said that all the protocols of COVID-19 will be observed.
Okay, on the WhatsApp portal, this one is talking about Manchester United. They're not even playing.
They're playing tomorrow. Forget about them. Tomorrow.
Greetings to you guys. Nice commentary from you guys. Yesterday's match was Mazarin. We won Leeds by 4-1. We are less than we are. Okay. Snow White, we got your message, but we're not even talking about the Premier League today. This one says,
we're not supposed to talk the Champions League today, just because it's the Champions League.
Port Harcourt City League is a beautiful project. Please, Emeka, what happened to the Private Investors League?
It died on arrival.
Good afternoon to this Sports Live. Please, I heard about the outbreak of the pandemic in Ajax football squad. Who will be missing in today?
They didn't mention the names of the players.
But I think Onana will not be there.
I need some enlightenment. I want to put my money on them tonight. Good afternoon.
Onana will not be there.
I think Inter Milan will win Real Madrid tonight. That's coming in from Skillful Peru from Eche. On Twitter, there's a message. This one says... okay, I think I'll get that shortly.
All right. In the meantime, let's go to the phone lines to hear from you. Be fast about it. Hello.
Ebeka up Eguma is the man.
Yeah, Eguma, he has a calf license. No shaking.
Nobody should call for Eguma head. If I hear anybody calling for Eguma head, I will do a one-man protest. Eguma is down. Yes. As for Real Madrid will come out to kill us in that group as number one. By the time they play the 2 legs, 4 legs, they will come out up.
All right. Thank you so much, Eto. Let's go to another caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon. My name is Gospel.
Gospel, let's hear you.
Real Madrid versus Inter Milan. Real Madrid will lose 2 goals to nothing.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's go to the other caller. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Let me say, Kenneth from Total Village.
Can I have your say?
You see, we please, I want a question. This league. Is it relegation and promotion?
That's a good question. He will answer. Don't worry. Thank you so much. In one word, will that be relegation and promotion?
Yes, there will be relegation.
Okay, so we have 16 teams. How many teams will be relegated?
Two will go off.
The 15th and the 16th place team.
Yes, and if any other team gives us disciplinary issues, of course, because we are trying to build something, we don't want anybody that will give us issues. So we will also try to also enforce discipline such that if you are, for example, you're playing for SK this year and you cause us issues, and we decide that SK is not playing the next edition, you move to Glodec. We will single you out and remove you from that team.
Okay, just as a way of punishing you for your sin in quote. All right. On Twitter, Odwak Emmanuel says how Paul Onuachu keeps getting called up to the national team with his below par performance for Super Eagles. Only the coach can answer.
Is this person watching football?
All right. Well, he's doing well at club level.
I mean, that's it. He's Nigeria's best striker currently in Europe. But still the same Muda commander this month says, when will the NFF take the issue of the welfare of Super Eagles players serious for once and give priority as been done in other climes?
All right. Do we have time for another call? No, time is fast spent. Thank you so much, Kingsley Olisa, the co-organizer, or should I say coordinator? Which one now of the Port Harcourt City League?
Anyone goes.
All right, for coming around there. Wish you guys all the best. Trust us, will be backing that one seriously. That's the kind of project we usually support here. And many thanks as well to Superman and to you out there for being a part of the show. We'll be back tomorrow, same time. And before then, it will be Sports Attack 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Until then, have yourselves a wonderful evening out there and keep it locked on this dial. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Murakozy. Thank you.
This every day, every hour. When the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Abwell Wilson. Next week, Monday, November 9, 2020, has been announced as date for the resumption of the 2020 Senior School Certificate Examination of the National Examination Council, NECO, in all states of the Federation. Head of the Information and Public Relations at NECO, Aziz Sani, made the announcement in a statement obtained by our news desk. The statement says the council was constrained to postpone the examination indefinitely on October 25, 2020 due to the security challenges occasioned by the #EndSARS protests, which disrupted the smooth conduct of examinations in some parts of the country. The federal government has denied generating a no-fly list of youths and persons who participated in the recent NSAS protests against police brutality. The Federal Ministry of Interior made this known in a tweet to a media report by an online publication. The publication had alleged that the Nigerian authorities have started collating a no-fly list of Nigerians that energized the hashtag NSAS protest last month, but the Ministry of Interior said the news is fake. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has threatened to sue the National Assembly and the Northern Governors Forum if any social media bill is passed and signed by President Muhammadu Buhari. SERAP, in a tweet in reaction to a proposal by the Northern Governors for more social media regulations in the wake of the hashtag NSAS protest, said the governors will be sued. The group said Nigerians have a right to freedom of expression online, and SERAP will not accept any illegal attempts to interfere with that right. Government at all levels and stakeholders have been called upon to provide the much-needed training, equipment and support to reduce maternal and child mortality in Nigeria. District Governor, Rotary International, District 1941, Virginia Major, stated this in an interactive session with newsmen at the press center of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in Port Harcourt. Major urged journalists to close ranks with Rotary Club in order to achieve effective transformation of communities.
This year we have paid a lot of attention on maternal and child health. It's the dream of every mother for her child to be safe and alive. So we have challenged our clubs. In everything else they do, they must ensure that they keep a watchful eye on maternal and child health, be it provision of equipment, training of the support that they require, provision of drugs, provision of hospital equipment, intent to reduce to the barest minimum the incidences of morbidity, particularly during pregnancy and childbirth.
On the foreign scene, at least 22 people have been killed after attackers stormed one of Afghanistan's main university, detonating a suicide bomb and spraying classrooms with bullets in a brazen hours-long assault claimed by Islamic State group. The attack on Kabul University, which came as violent surges across Afghanistan, marks the second time in less than 2 weeks that an educational institution was targeted in the capital by ISIS extremists. Survivors who described the horrific scenes said two gunmen then opened fire, sending hundreds of students fleeing and scrambling over perimeter walls. The Ministry of Public Health said at least 22 people were killed and 22 more wounded. The Taliban said they were not involved, but Vice President Amrullah Selah blamed the insurgent group and their supporters in Pakistan, even as he acknowledged an intelligence failure. And that was the news update on Today 95.1 FM. Do not forget to take responsibility. Wash your hands frequently with soap under running water. Avoid touching your face in high contact surfaces to prevent coronavirus. Once again, good afternoon. I am Wealth Wilson and thank you for listening. Do stay tuned as the platform on radio comes up next.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This president's failed.
It's about the future of this country.
We're going to take it back. We're going to take it back.
You asked us to vote you into that position so you can bring about that
solution.
So when you vote me, then you sleep. Let me see if I can take another phone call. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
What makes a policeman to be able to feed is the gun he's holding. They use their gun to extort money from people.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
No longer news that we are truly the voice of the people.
Am I not a slave in Nigeria?
I refuse if you're
a slave. Let's not do that now. So the Nigerian Frog is philosophizing.
You spot the difference now?
It all begins with breaking news.
Now make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
All stands, greet.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're welcome to Jagbajantis High School. My name is Sound Sultan, your new mathematics teacher. By the way, do you understand Pidgin English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your paper. Them for my class. People of this world, them plenty. The sins of this people, many, so many. Many times plenty, multiplier. Many times plenty, multiplier. Multiply am the answer you get now waiting, they make poor man they cry. The answer you get now waiting, they make rich man they mess and leaders they lie. The answer you get now waiting, they make young boys and girls join party gang. Answer you get now waiting, they make innocent man rot inside the jail. Get it, and then agree to grant and bail. Get it, oh. Everybody, oh yeah, join Jagbajantis, make we solve mathematics. We did about our continent, so you both say about mass, we go use take solve mathematics. So follow Jagbajantis. So ya carry by be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
oh, for objectivity.
Be objective, gentlemen, ladies.
D for democracy.
No matter how bad it is, never military.
Now M for modification
of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you take them easy.
S for solidarity.
United is and divided, oh my shell.
We enter new millennium. Nigerians like 120 million. One population na 6 billion.
6 billion.
Divide that 1 by 120 million all together. Oh yeah.
All together.
The answer you get now waiting, they make people they jar. Come on for Niger. Answer you get now waiting, they make people want travel. By hook or by crook. The answer you get now waiting, they make people they sleep for embassy, for visa. Answer you get now waiting, they make people they sell them property for ticket. Get it. Then they travel, see. Get it. Oh, hey. Everybody, oh yeah,
join Jagbajantis, make we solve mathematics.
We did about our continent, so you both say about mass, we go use take
solve mathematics. So follow Jagbajantis.
So ya carry by be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
oh, for objectivity.
Be objective, gentlemen, ladies.
Be for democracy.
No matter how bad it is, never military.
M for modification
of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you take them easy.
S for solidarity. Get now waiting, they make rich man oppress and then suppress. The answer you get now waiting, they make poor man depress, but then aggress. The answer you get now waiting, they make poor man they try to keep up with the Joneses. Answer you get now waiting, they make poor man begin, they try to prove a limit. Get it. Boy, both say the one must we go use take some mathematics. So follow your guidance. So you can
situation in this nation, disposition, our condition, unexplainable pain. In our hearts, not to mention brothers killing brothers, full of patience, salvation. Resolutions are made, but always made with lack of vision. Imperfection is the order as we keep seeking solutions. Only God can solve this mathematical equation.
Thanks for your contribution. Now, any more questions?
It all begins with breaking news.
Now, make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Yeah!
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
IPOB thinks they can just come to somebody's town, somebody's state, and then hijack it. We are not Biafra. Rivers State is not Biafra. The whole South, Edo, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Bayelsa, and River State, we are not Biafrans. Whatever that they have that is making them angry, they should only operate and agitate in their own states. They should leave South alone. I support our governor in supporting the federal government to prescribe IPOB. We don't need them. Again has been ready long time ago with our surveillance team.
All right, there you have it. You heard AG Professor Anne-Elaine Wokoma expressing sadness over the turnout of activities in some parts of the state, and equally assuring or reassuring the people, either ways, that peace and orderliness will be maintained in Eji Kingdom. Time check, it's 15 minutes gone past 4 o'clock, and I officially welcome you to another exciting edition of the platform on radio on your premium top station, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Wealth Wilson, and together we shall be looking at news reports making the rounds. For those persons who do not know, the platform on radio is a program where we come to slice up trending issues. We have our correspondents out there so send us reports from the field, and on this program we take all of that together, and we have them give us more information or details so that we get to hear what is not entirely in the news. Now, without much ado, let's dive straight into what we have for you on the menu today. Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, says hoodlums in the military fatigues shot at the NSAS protesters at Lekki Tollgate. And still on the menu, we have traditional rulers in Rivers State show willingness to check activities of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. And we also have teenager defiles neighbor's 2-year-old daughter in Rumaholo community. All right, let's start off with Malaki and the Lekki Tollgate issue. Malami. Did I say Malaki? Malami and the Lekki Tollgate issue. Now, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, says it is likely that hoodlums wearing military fatigues and not soldiers shot NSAS protesters at the Lekki Tollgate in Lagos State. All right, I had to take that in as well. Well, Malami, who disclosed that investigation is on the way to ascertain what truly happened at the Lekki Tollgate, said this in an interview with newsmen in Abuja. The minister said it was preemptive to conclude that they have been shooting. Adding that hoodlums dressed in military uniforms have been hired to create a scene. Now, there are reports that some of the protesters were killed by the soldiers who stormed the toll gate on October 20, 2020. But there are disparities in the number of casualties and no clear evidence has been produced. Now, first of all, I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is this one of the ways where we have the back and forth and we don't have a reasonable conclusion to what happened in Lekki Toll Gate, October 20, 2020? Or this is just the minister coming out to, calm again the people. I mean, really, because everybody has been eager, waiting on the investigative results on what went on or what really happened or who are responsible for the shootings, the supposed shootings at Lekki Toll Gate. And then the minister said it is preemptive for us to conclude that there were even shootings in the first place, and that if there were, it would be hoodlums who were dressed in military uniforms that were hired to create that scene. Now, you remember the interview granted by the Lagos State governor when he mentioned, and I don't think it was ambiguous what he said. He said, yes, that it was actually the military. Well, anyway, it could be possible that somebody were, camouflaged as the military to go down there. So, but what do you make of all of this? What do you make of Malami's statement, first of all? Now, does this contradict everything? Do you think that, yes, maybe some persons, some groups had hired hoodlums that could possibly have gone down there to the Lekki Toll Gate, of course, to create that scene in order to implicate or, make the army or military look bad, because this is not looking good for them? Or do you think that this is just a cover story, the government as usual going on, and via the statements they could be trying to nullify every other story or statement that that indicts the government and the military in itself? So what do you make of Malami's statement, and what do you make of the whole thing generally? The phone lines are open: 0817 0000951 or 0810-951-0951. Send in your message, text messages, WhatsApp messages to the number 0701-9339-962. Do not forget that the investigations are still ongoing. We don't know what really transpired. We haven't seen footage or clips from the CCTV camera. Hopefully, maybe he has seen, or maybe they've been able to deduce to this point that it could be hoodlums or people who were paid to parade themselves and camouflage as the military. What do you make of all of this? 95.1 FM, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Mr. Zion. Good afternoon.
You're welcome, Mr. Zion.
Such comment is inimical to the development of a country. Such comment from such office, I guess that is the Minister of Justice.
Yes, he is.
Making such a comment is an insult to the youths of Nigeria. And I want to let the Nigerian youths know that this is what they bargained for 2015. And this is the repercussion.
But
the Minister of Justice making such a callous comment.
But as Minister of Justice, he probably is privy to some kind of information that we are not.
The last man to talk.
True. I want to buy into that as well.
Look at his conflicting comments against the one of the governor of Lagos State. In my voyage for studies, studying of arms is one of those sectors I need to study. And I will tell you that the kind of ammunitions that were released for fire that day were high caliber ammunitions, which they call GPMG, General Multipurpose Machine Gun, which is the world's deadliest rifles ever. Look at the sound of them. And a Minister of Justice is making such a callous comment, insulting even the dead that they killed that day. I believe that if only we have men of conscience in this country, we will not be having this kind of information. And it's also indicting the President Muhammadu Buhari administration that under the president's watch, and means he has found to protect lives and property. Such high caliber weapons to be fired where there are defenseless and armless citizens. And yet nobody has been arrested after 2 weeks of this same event. Under Mr. President, such high caliber weapon is to tell you that there is no security in the land. So he has indicted Mr. President, and Mr. President should be put on the hot seat to answer some certain questions.
All right, Mr.
Mr. Zion.
Thank you very much. First thing, he mentioned something that really, struck me. I mean, the Minister for Justice of the Federation coming out now, even when investigation is still on the way. I mean, we haven't been able to deduce anything, right? Even he mentioned it. But coming out to state his position when I think he's supposed to wait, I mean, understanding, well, I wouldn't know. Some people will say he's human, so he's allowed to make his own deduction of whatever happened. But really, I do think that the sensitivity of his position does not allow him to come out and make this kind of statement at this point in time, seeing that investigations are not even concluded. But anyway, what do you make of this? Do you think that, yes, maybe he is right, or this is not even the right time? Let's wait for all evidences to come together and then we see what we can deduce out of them all. I mean, that's why the investigative panel is there, isn't it? But let's get to hear from you. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Lady Wells.
Lawson, good evening. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, greetings. Some people just want to make a lie look like truth. He is the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, right? Good. The information he has, we don't have it.
But investigations are still ongoing. There is no conclusion.
That's
so coming out
is not preempting. No, the statement of the minister is not preempting anything.
No. He said that it could have been some hoodlums, sent out to create a scene. This isn't proved as well, you know that. So why is he making this statement?
That's what I am saying now. That nothing happened. And all of these things was masterminded. It would have been straight. He said it could have been. Please, follow the English. It could have been good luck. And he also said if there was any shooting at all.
Well,
that means.
Well,
now
hold on. See, the thing is, it doesn't take away the fact that these investigations are not concluded. And Malami, on the one hand, should be the one who should understand that any statements issued on this particular sensitive issue will be taken very hot or even lightly by some persons, as he's already getting reactions already. So he would have waited, at least giving his verdict or statement or preemption when he has gotten all necessary evidence. I'm sure he understands what that is.
He's not coming out to say point blank, this is what happened.
But understanding the sensitivity of the occasion, he should have waited till investigations and proper findings are concluded.
He's the Attorney General. You understand? We need a constant thing like this. He's the Attorney General. Because when you look at this whole thing, they said, 78 people died. When the other lady was saying, now suddenly it is now 15 people. Okay, where are the 15 people? You can't point to anybody anywhere in any hospital. You understand? So this whole story, we don't know what it is. But for all we know, it could have been maybe some people who can't win election trying to mastermind this whole thing to make the government of the day look bad.
Well,
and soldiers. I know soldiers very well. Nigerian soldiers.
Are you a soldier? You know them very well.
No, see, understand something. The lady that was kidnapped in Port Harcourt, it was with military uniform. 4 men in military uniform. In Nigeria, almost all the crimes committed by youths are in military uniform. That's what they use. So, because you see men in military uniform, must not necessarily mean they are Nigerian soldiers. That is one thing. It's just that once they just say soldiers, everybody just feels yes because they are in military uniform. They are Nigerian soldiers.
Now, here's the thing. Let's go back to what happened on that day. Right?
Yes.
We started seeing footages and clips on social media of supposed men in military uniform shooting, right?
Good.
Now, did we see the real military immediately swing into action?
Do you see the police swinging into action?
Since they are the real and unreal.
Right now, do you see that even when the protest was going on, do you see them swinging into action?
That is the more reason.
They are disappointed.
That is the more reason. You see, the thing is, this particular matter is sensitive. As sensitive as it sounds, we should have the minister not giving this kind of statements yet until he, with the team of investigative panel, is able to deduce what exactly happened on that day?
But see, it's what I am saying. The minister has not come out to make point blank statements. No, he's just telling us what he thinks.
All right, then,
based on some information at his disposal.
All right,
he's telling us what he thinks.
All right.
That's what everybody, for instance, also saying what you think.
All right, Lawson, I've given you 5 minutes. I think we've had a good talk. All right, 5 minutes already. Thank you so much. All right, thank you very much. The phone lines are still very much open. I think I'll be taking a couple calls on this particular issue before we move on to the next one. 0817-00000951 or 0810-951-0951. Please send in your messages, WhatsApp messages, text messages to the number 0701-9339-962. Let's get to hear from you. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Noble.
Noble, please go on, Noble.
You know, the problem we have in this country is that we don't value life, and then we don't respect life actually. What are we trying to argue? Why are we arguing? Arguing that because of which our hoodlum is that? You don't know for the first time, they never accept that was shooting there. Small time, they accept, yes. Another time, they said nobody died. From nobody died, they accepted that someone died. It's just a single person that died. Small time, they are saying army wasn't there. Later, they come back and believe that yes, army went there. So, for all these things I just said now, he have made them doubt themselves. What are we trying to okay? Is it not the same army, Nigeria army, insulting a woman? Is it not army? Nigeria army?
The video of the army assaulting a lady, right? I saw that.
Yes. Because because someone said that you know army, and think about this.
Noble.
Yeah.
The truth is, I would allow you make your own opinion just as much as I would allow any other person make their own opinion. Okay? You don't believe that. You don't think that.
You give this guy now that call what time? You always give him time, but one other person call because you always in the side of government.
All right.
All
right, Noble. Are you done anyway?
No, I haven't.
Okay, finish.
In Liver State now, here now, police people are going to house by house, arrest some people that.
But you see, that's the thing. You are now tilting away from what I was talking about.
No.
Now, if I thought to call you, would say I gave someone else enough time.
Example. No, hear me out. They have make investigation, arrest some people. Why not do the same investigation on the shooting there?
They are carrying out investigations. Investigations are still on the way.
But somebody have come out to deny it, not army.
Oh my God. Okay. Now let me clear something, right? While investigations are still ongoing, the minister had come out to say that what we thought was the military isn't actually the military. It's just some persons who came camouflaging as the military. Now that's what he is saying.
Who told him that? But
whatever sources he has told him that. Now the question is, do you feel comfortable with that statement, understanding his position and the fact that?
You don't need to say that.
Okay.
You don't need to say that because he's not involved. If the whole Lagos State people said their own investigation, then other people said, "Why are you coming out to tell us? You are not backing army." Because even if they come out to say it's not army, yes, Nigeria government will say yes. We said it before.
All right, Noble. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry for this country, seriously.
Thank you very much. Hope things get better so that you're no longer sorry. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, my name is Mr. Osita Obu. I'm calling from Aba, Abia State.
All right, please go on, Osita.
Yes, my lady, please permit me to make one correction. Please, there's something I found out while you were talking to people. Please, I know I was once like you, and I've worked like just a press member. Whenever you raise a point, why you are bringing out this program is for people to aid their views. Whenever you raise a point, you allow people to express, not to argue like trying to side the government.
Nobody's siding the government. I'm just trying to make you look at it from both sides. It's as simple as it is.
Okay. Let me proceed. Now, looking at what the Minister of Justice said, is it not clear to all of us, even including you that is there, that this government or the people leading us decide who they should stand for? Do you know that in the law, they don't call everybody equal before the law? Isn't it? But you know that what the Minister of Justice just said now, it means that some people are not equal before the law.
How is that?
Eh?
How is that?
Thank you very much. Now, the military, a governor of a state, who is the chief commander or the chief security officer of a state, came up that the person that killed his citizen, which is the Lagos state governor, that is the army. Just like when something happened in Nigeria now, factually, the federal government, which is maybe the president of the government, which is Muhammad Buhari, will come up and say that if an outsider, a foreign people, come to attack his country, he's the only person that has the right to say what happened to his country, isn't it? Isn't it?
Please go on, Oster.
Now, this government, Lagos state governor, is trying to protect his state. And the Minister of Justice is trying to counter that situation.
But you know, if he's also preempting, it simply means that until investigations... Hold on now. I am not trying to counter you. Just listen to me. Now, if he's saying this and investigations are still ongoing, and that means that if I haven't ascertained anything, it means he too could be wrong.
Now, let me ask a question again. Was it yesterday that you raised a point about the military saying that they cannot answer, they are not answerable to the judicial panel that was set up by the federal government? Are you aware? That they are only answerable to the state governor, which is the Lagos state governor. Does this show that the president of this country have a command and have a control over the military?
Well, at least they had said that if the governor summoned them, they would go. But I think I get your point. I get your point, right? I think we should move on to the next person because I don't know why you are pouring your anger at me. I'm not the one who made the statement. I am simply telling you what he said. It's as simple as that. I'm going to read some text messages here now. This one says, why can't the media carry out their investigation and properly inform the general public rather than calling everything allegedly? A situation like this, who has proven it yet? So it's still allegation, isn't it? So we're moving on, AZ. This one says, where were the military when the hoodlums in military uniform were shooting at the Lekki toll gate? I asked the same question. The military should take us to the truth, right? Christopher Nudim JP from Umoye Eche. All right. This one says, hello, Wells. Please kindly tell Malami that I think he sent the hoodlums, so should... I'm ashamed of Nigeria, an attorney general. Okay. All right. This one says, the NSAS protesters started their destructions and criminality in Edo State. Nobody should tell me the protest was hijacked because the protesters only showed the other side of their lives. Okay. It's the same people that started the protest later that started looting and destruction and killing. Mr. Law, you're not even talking about anything I'm saying. You're not even addressing anything I've said. This one is coming from KM Horseful. He says, good day again, Wealth. The statement of Malami should have been said by the outcome of the investigation. A case such as this still under investigation. I think Malami have tactically told us the epilogue of the investigation. All right, 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from.
Anthony from Amok.
Please go on.
Please, let me just make some corrections. Please don't allow people to hijack this program. A lot of people...
How are they hijacking it?
Yeah, there is one of your callers that used to call and he will spend 5 minutes to 6 minutes.
Well, the reason why he spent 5 minutes was because I had questions that I was asking him.
Listen, when somebody is giving some opinion that is contrary, that is not in line with what they are doing, because the questions I'm not able to contribute, okay?
All right. You have spent 1 minute telling me what to do on my own show. I mean, if somebody says something and I feel it's something I want to banter or talk about, then I will talk about it. There is no two ways about it. That's how the show should be. All right? I'm going to take one more. Well, I'm moving on. All right, this one says traditional rulers and IPOB. That seems to be the rave of the moment. Everybody can't wait to talk about the indigenous people of Biafra and especially what's going on here in Rivers State. Now, in a bid to avoid any uprising in Rivers State, some traditional rulers have shown willingness to check activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, this follows Governor Nyesom Wike's marching orders to community leaders to report and fish out any member of the proscribed IPOB in their communities. AG Professor Anele Nwokoma in Ogba Egbemandoni local government area said teams have been positioned to check activities of criminal gangs in the area. SAG, in an interview with our correspondent Sandra Kenneth, expressed sadness over the turnout of the activities in some parts of the state. He added that he will ensure that peace and orderliness is maintained in AG Kingdom. Now let's listen to him.
IPOB things they can just come to somebody's town, somebody's state, and then hijack it. We are not Biafra. Rivers State is not Biafra. The whole South, Edo, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Bayelsa, and River State, we are not Biafrans. Whatever that they have that is making them angry, they should only operate and agitate in their own states. They should leave South alone. I support our governor in supporting the federal government to proscribe IPOB. We don't need them. Again has been ready long time ago with our surveillance team.
All right, there you heard him once again, because I played this before we even started anything on the show. Now, you remember every time we talk about IPOB and when we talk about the Rivers State, Oyibo people, we seem to always mention the fact that, yes, even though the governor may likely be online trying to make sure that certain persons do not hijack the stability and unity of the state while guising themselves, in the state as well, we also shouldn't allow innocent and law-abiding citizens, whether they are from one ethnicity or the other, to be affected by it. Now, don't you think that Governor Wike's marching orders to community leaders to report and fish out members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra in their communities will affect innocent and law-abiding citizens? Don't you think so? Or do you think that this will be handled, cautiously by the traditional rulers and by the people who supposedly are now positioned to fish out IPOB members in their communities and in the state? Do you think that this would affect innocent people, law-abiding citizens, who seem not to even be buying into the ideology of IPOB in the first place? Or do you think that we will be able to fish them out and get this done very, sensibly without affecting every other person, whether from their ethnicity or whether here in Rivers State? The phone lines are open now. Let's get to hear from you. 95.1 FM. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, okay, it's calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, please go on.
Thank you. Am I free to talk about your earlier topic?
Not yet. I just...
Okay. Now, regarding, what you have just said now.
Mm-hmm.
The man that you just heard his voice now, is he the spokesman of...
he is a traditional ruler.
Very good. Is he talking on behalf of the entire South or talking about on behalf of his own community?
Well,
you see what we are saying?
If you listen to what he said, I think he's talking on behalf of the South.
Let me say something. He has no authority. He has no legal authority to talk on behalf of the South. You get it?
All right. Now, away from that, handle the question I gave you.
That is what I'm saying. So, anybody who is coming out to tell us something should be somebody who is, who has the authority, who has been given the mandate to represent the people. And you can't be in your own enclave, you can't be in your own kitchen and begin to talk for the entire... If you come to South, come to River State, go to Delta, go to Edo and other Akwa Ibom, you will see those who have, affinity, a kind of a connection with IPOB. So when you are saying something, you don't generalize as if you are...
Again, as I said, you haven't tackled the question I asked. How would this affect people generally? Is this going to affect innocent and law-abiding citizens is what I asked. I'm not talking about who is speaking for who.
You mean the statement of...
I am saying that the fishing out of IPOB members in our community and in our state, how is it going to affect innocent and law-abiding citizens?
Well, yes, to be honest with you, to be very honest with you, when this agitation started, I gave my support, emotional support, you get it? But when I pulled out of it was when the whole thing, started being violent. Anything that, is connected to violence, I'm not part of it. I don't like it. So I must go straight to that. I do not like it. So if it had been a very smooth agitation, count me in. But now the whole thing has turned violent as if it is a group of a criminal, so I don't count me out.
All right.
So that is just my contribution.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, let me know how you think this would affect people, innocent residents around the state. All right, 95.1 FM, good evening to you.
Good evening to you. My name is Daniel.
All right, go on, Daniel.
Can this affect innocent people in a community? The answer to me is yes, but as an opinion.
All right, so how do we manage it?
How do we manage it is that a leader should be able to come back. The way he makes this statement, he should be able to come and see how you make another statement so that some of these leaders or some of these traditional rulers, the one I call, you are like the bulldog of the governor. The moment governor bites, every one of them speaking. They have to go back and talk to them that you mean IPOB and remove this issue of IPOB. Let it just die as something out of their heart.
Okay.
Because take it or leave it. Communities, some individuals will go because these individuals, the ones that are not innocent, allow innocent people to go and stop generalizing it that everybody who is from a particular tribe